Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault, and you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not
We will bring
relevant.
the jury.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, and boy do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy
They
there.
got the wrong guy, and the dog was biting him.
He roughing him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
9 out of 10 judges prefer watching the Recovery Addict live stream in their courtroom.
The fireworks are not done.
Now we're getting commentary on the case. Dati mihi Anglican for his verbal party.
That's literally not true.
Is that correct?
I didn't ask you to interrupt me. Oh, for Trump's sake.
Hello, welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict. Good morning, good Friday morning to you. It's a beautiful Friday today. Hope you are starting off a wonderful day. Like whatever happens today, I hope it's wonderful for you. But I can tell you, my day started off. I made I made fried eggs, toast, and sausage, which is a full breakfast. You don't need anything else. It is Passionate No Pants Friday and Foliage Friday as well. It's a lot of Fridays, but today, more importantly, it's the day that the state is going to rest in the South Carolina versus Chow case. So it's going to be the defense up to bat starting today. So that's going to be exciting. Big shout out to all those who are at CrimeCon who might be tuning in early this morning out there in Las Vegas. We've got some of our own community out there. Big shout out to you. Hope you have a blast. Laura, welcome to the gallery. Thank you. You are an OG. OG. You can tell by the visit our booth at Crime. I wish. I can't afford a ticket, let alone a booth at CrimeCon. That's not in the cards. So, all right. But do have fun. Do have fun out there. Will defense put on a case? I think they have to. I've done some thinking on this, and I might have changed my mind even. Maybe. I think I changed my mind. So I'll tell you more about that in a little bit. All right, we're going to be going to court in just a second, and we can see that they're already getting started this morning, which is great, which is wonderful. We're excited for that. But we've got some things to do here this morning. Rando from Iowa. I almost said Idaho. Do we have a birthday? Rando, was it your birthday this morning? Well, that reminds us we have to sing birthdays. We have to look at Mod Chat. Okay, when I'm looking at Mod Chat, when I'm not told to, you guys send me scary clown pictures. And then when I'm not looking at Mod Chat, you tell me to look at Mod Chat. And let's see. We have a scary clown picture. I kid you not. Like creepy clown stuff. Is that what you wanted me to look at, Josh? Am I being trolled this morning? You want me to scroll up? Yep, it was from Josh. Normally it's Greeners. All right, there we go. Greeners saying, do we have birthdays? You guys are tag teaming. Can't fall asleep. Clowns will eat me. Yes, very much so. You guys are tag teaming. We'll let the lawyers set up their tables and everything in peace, and we'll be back to them in just a minute. But we do have a few birthdays to sing to. Let's see. NMR Ken. Oh, we have today and tomorrow. That's why I'm like, I was just wondering why we had so many this morning, but it makes sense. It does. It all adds up. Let's see. We have a few birthdays. To be double post. Where's our correction? Let me just look. It looks the same. Looks the same. There we go. All right. I'm taking the last one, Josh. No offense, but just in case there was a correction and I missed it. The chat's not on the screen. Chat's on the screen. Fixed it. Okay. Let's give away the internet first of all. I showed Tammy in Kansas. I was first once, at least on my screen. I didn't win, though. Tammy, in an effort to right all wrongs, this channel's coming through in a big way today. a big way for you. It's big for you. It's better for us, but it's big for you. We're going to send it to you to internet ownership. Ricky C1 gave it to Tammy, which counts as a win. On the records, it is indistinguishable whether this was your offense or if somebody offended and then blamed you. It's the record is the same. This counts. You are now officially an internet owner. You can go on the website, on the shopping page, on the shopping tab of our YouTube channel, scroll around, dig around, spend some time there. Eventually, if you look hard enough, you will find the opportunity to pay the low fine of 50 cents and download your own internet ownership certificate, which you can then fill out and print on your own printer for your own on your own dime, and then you fill it out. It's already pre-signed by myself and Mrs. R.A., my boss. So it's suitable for use as for framing in your office or on your home or on your fridge, wherever you'd like, and also useful for a CV, for a cover sheet for your CV. All right. I need to say that more often. I've completely forgotten the whole spiel. The shtick is just gone. We also had a poll this morning. What sort of poll? I missed the poll. In Mod Chat? Do I have to scroll way up? I have to scroll way up. Okay, first let's do the birthdays. Then we'll check out the poll, and then I'll tell you my thoughts about South Carolina v. Chow and where this possibly could go. All right, so I guess all that's left to do is to celebrate birthdays. So wherever you are, if you're able and it's legal, stand up, take a deep breath, shoulders back, project your voice to the back of the room, blend your voice with the neighbor, and warm up with me, if you will. La 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 la. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Miss Weatherwatch, NMR Ken, and Amanda, and Darren, and Henry, and Penelope. Happy birthday to you. Oh, yeah, completely. Amanda, Darren, Henry, and Penelope. We're going to do that one more time. I think I did great for Miss Weatherwatch, NMR Ken. We got you both, but I sort of flubbed the last part. We'll try one more time for the second part. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Amanda, Darren, Henry, and Penelope. Happy birthday to you. There you go. There you go. To everyone whose birthday it is today, happy birthday. I realize there are many wonderful days, but today is your special day. And there are a million people you could have celebrated with and a million places you could have been to celebrate. But no, you chose to be here with us. The privilege, pleasure, the honor, the joy is ours. Hopefully, we can turn that joy back to you, make your day just a little more special. Begin by helping yourself to free pancakes at Denny's, IHOP Village, and Waffle House, McDonald's, Tammy Dunlap's House, Sandy's Grill, Bob Evans, and Cracker Barrel. Woo! There we go. There we go. Happy birthday. The dancers doing their thing. Apparently, there was a poll in Mod Chat this morning. Would RA mind if a mod occasionally posted a poll of the day in pre-chat? Not at all. Like, that would be great. But the problem I foresee is that I need to have chat open for you to post the poll. So this is like an effort for me to get the thumbnail up sooner is what I'm seeing. Tell me if that's the purpose there. Happy birthday, happy birthday. You guys, you're welcome to do polls, channel appropriate polls at any time. I trust you. No one greeners to not. Oh. Well, you didn't let me vote. I think I have the decided vote on it. Drum solo. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, there we go. Now we can begin the day. We can go back to court to see how everybody's doing. Mr. Chen, it looks like he is. His team is here. Let me see if he has arrived. Yep, he's there as well. Drinking the mix. We have a dissenter in the group. Someone in the back row not drinking the metal can of bottled water, which the rest of the team is drinking. They brought their own plastic, the cheap version. Obviously not a team player, as you can see there. Please share your thoughts. Heather from Texas. Yesterday I told you this looks This looks cut and dry. The state slam dunk. That's what I told you yesterday. But there's one nagging problem that I could not stop thinking about last night, and that's the fact that none of the witnesses can account for the gun that was found on the scene. None of the stories, none of the viewpoints they had can explain how his gun got over by that tree. And by his, I mean the victim. We know there was a gun. The DNA backs it up. Arguably, you can sort of see it in his hoodie when it's mistaken for a water bottle on the camera at the store. He posted it, that same gun, picture of that same gun, that same light, on Instagram within 24 hours before this happened. But how did the gun get there? If it was in his hoodie and he fell forward, it's not going to go flying and shooting off by the tree. It can't. It can't. Still shot in the back. I agree. That's a big problem. If it was straight through, it would be a bigger problem than the angle it was at. With the angle it was at, there's a slim chance that that could still be considered a self-defense shot if he was holding a gun. Now, there's still also the massive issue, and every time I get to this point where my brain almost thinks that maybe this, Mr. Chen has a shot at this, there's still that huge issue that Mr. Chow instigated, that he started this. And it might have been based on, mistaken belief, but he did start it. And Cyrus, as suspicious as his activity may have been, I disagree with the cop. I think his activities in that store were suspicious. Cyrus didn't start it. Like, nothing that was observed by the Chows in the store was illegal. They didn't know about the gun, so they can't say, "Oh, we knew he had a gun. We knew he was already breaking the law." I don't know. Okay, looks like the judge is coming out. Let's see if we get some audio here.
The cell phone must be turned off unless authorized by this board.
If he moved the weapon and he took it out of his hoodie,
All right, stay ready. This ready, Your Honor. This ready?
Defensive ready, yes, sir.
oh, look at the suit. Went from blue to a...
Ready? Hold on.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we still not. Yes. I'm sorry.
So,
I still need to rest, so is it, you want to do that?
That's why I said, are they going to rest on the record and send them back out and then do that?
I guess that's what we'll have to do. I mean, I think you need to rest.
you can't shoot someone in the back. That's...
I'll explain it to you.
Okay, so they're talking about the jury coming in and going back out, and the state's going to arrest as soon as the jury comes in. They should have arrested yesterday, but they will this morning. Shelly Small, thank you very much. Blush is the color of that suit. Blush? I was going to say faded rose. Is that not? Maybe that's not it. It looks pink to me, and maybe it's white. Let me see if I can check it out on a different monitor. Okay, whoa. My monitor looks pink. This one looks different. You guys see it? Pearl colored? Sand? Well, we had sea foam, now it's sea sand. Maybe he just has a whole ocean lineup of suit colors. Next he's gonna have seaweed. We need the Pantone code. If somebody could print this off, do a screenshot, print it off, run it down to Home Depot real quick and do a color scan on it. We'll see what it is. My blue filter and dark one makes it look clay type. Yeah, I've got my glasses, the blue blockers, change it a tiny bit too. Give it a little more yellow, I think. Maybe that's just because they're dirty. I think it looks pink because of the contrast of the red shirt from the prosecutor. Could that be it? It's like absorbing some of the reflected light from her red shirt.
Jury is present, John.
Thank you, Mr. Phillips.
John?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, John. Hey, John. We got him.
So we are ready to proceed. Mr. Scott, Mrs. Lister.
Please go try the state arrests.
Okay.
Boom. Now, jurors, it's time to leave again. Because we have to do a judgment of acquittal.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes all the evidence that the state is going to present to you at this juncture. They certainly, in the event the defendant presents a case, which he is not required to, the state would have the opportunity to reply. So at this juncture, I have some legal matters I have to take up. So sorry to bring you in for a solid 45 seconds, but I have some things that I'm required to do at this juncture of the case. So I'm going to ask y'all to be patient with us. I don't anticipate that it'll take very long, and then we'll get moving after that. So again, please don't discuss the case. We had to do this. This is a formality that has to be done in your presence and on the record. But we'll be right back with you as soon as we can.
What do you think? Do you think the prosecutor closest to us in the picture? Do you think he does the closing, or do we get the great deep voice closer? Because if it's the guy closest to us, I think he should wear that same Sharpie shirt. Could have been an email. It's like, the bailiff could have just told us, sit tight for a while, guys, and then he could have rested. I know it has to be done in the presence of the jury. They have to know that the state rests, but can't you say, well, we'll do it formally, but right now we'll allow this motion in out of order, even though it's not.
All right, I assume we have some motions from the defense. Yes.
I sort of gave up on the taser count. The tasers, or the laser and friggin' lasers and light count. I'm not sure why the defense is huddling right now. They had all night to prepare for this moment, knowing that this would be the first thing they do this morning.
The defense would ask the court to consider granting the directed verdict of acquittal. Our position is at this point the state has merely raised a suspicion and speculation as to the guilt of Mr. Chow. They have failed to prove to the extent necessary that Mr. Chow acted with malice aforethought, which is the charge in the case. We believe we have set forth a strong defense of self-defense or defense of others. Don't believe that the state has overcome beyond a reasonable doubt our defense of others. And at this point, taking a light most favorable to the state, we ask the court to consider taking the case from the jury and granting a directed verdict.
Okay. What's the state's position?
Taking light most favorable to the state and considering the mere existence of evidence and not the weight of it, we have presented evidence that Mr. Chow chased a 14-year-old 130 yards before shooting him in the back, which clearly shows malice and reckless disregard and extreme indifference to human life. So we ask you to deny the motion and let's proceed to the jury. Furthermore, we have disproven all 4 elements of self-defense, and they've only been inferred at this point. We have disproven all 4 already.
All right, anything else?
Just to respond, of course, this is an unusual situation because the state has a burden in two respects with respect to murder. One is they have to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, which we believe that they have failed to do in proving malice. Second of all, they have a burden of proving beyond a reasonable doubt that he did not act in self-defense. Our position is that as far as the first element, without difficulty, Mr. Chow was not the individual. His son was the one that ran out the store. He went to protect his son. There was any connection between him and whether or not there was something taken from the store, and whether or not he was acting in a reasonable fashion. I think would fail to show that he acted or he brought on the difficulty. He was following his son to protect his son.
Well, is that, correct me if I'm wrong, and I've been working on a charge, but I understand that the without fault applies to the defendant and the person he was defending.
Judge, he has to know, though, as far as whether or not, first of all, he's without fault. It's our position.
Yeah, but it also applies to the person he's defending. They have to be without fault as well.
But he has to know that. He has to know that he would have to know that his son had some fault in the thing. When he goes out of the store, he's not thinking about the shoplifting part of it. He's thinking about where's his son going, what's going on with my son. I'm going to protect my son. I want to see what happens.
As I understand it, if his son is at fault, it's imputed to him as well.
We have to argue that, I guess, at the appropriate time when we're talking about charges. Jury charges. But I understand what you're trying to say. And as far as whether or not he believed or there was imminent danger to his son of death or serious bodily harm, we think that's been established. And it's a reasonable belief, and so I think that's been established. And at that point, when he was right there and the young man was pointing the gun at his son, there was no issue of retreat. There was no way that he could retreat safely because his son was in danger at that point of being shot. And we're talking about a very serious weapon, semi-automatic pistol that was loaded, had a laser on it. So we think that the four elements of self-defense are made out, and the state has failed to overcome them beyond a reasonable doubt. So it's a kind of a unique situation because there's two issues really here about the malice, and then you have the self-defense issue.
All right, anything else to say?
No, Your Honor, there's been no testimony that he left solely to protect his son. The evidence that's been shown is they ran in tandem together. They are clearly at fault for bringing on the difficulty, screaming, yelling, chasing a 14-year-old boy. 130 yards away, there has been no testimony that he felt that he was in imminent fear of death or great bodily harm, nor did he testify or any testimony whatsoever that he felt that way about his son being in danger of death or great bodily injury. There's been no testimony whatsoever from anybody that there was no other means of avoiding the difficulty.
Okay.
Your Honor, we ask you to deny the motion. Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Swearer?
No, Your Honor, that's it. Your Honor understands my argument here, and I guess we can discuss some of that at the charge conference if you deny the motion.
Yes, sir. I'm going to respectfully deny the motion with regard to the malice. I believe it might be State versus Burdette, but that malice can be inferred or implied by the use of a deadly weapon. Although there's no longer proper to charge on that, it can certainly be considered at the direct verdict stage. As far as the defense of others, again, I've been looking at this stuff last night and this morning. At least the law appears to be that the person being defended and the defendant were without fault in bringing on the difficulty. Whether or not Mr. Chow himself was, I do find that as for Andy Chow, was at least partially at fault in bringing on the difficulty, so I'll deny the motion on those grounds. What's next?
Judge, at this point, I know at some point you're going to have a colloquy with him as far as whether or not,
ready to go.
So I think maybe this would be an appropriate time for you to have your colloquy with him, and he's prepared to respond.
Okay. Madam Clerk, can you swear in Mr. Chow?
Yes, sir, Your Honor. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that you shall give this court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you.
All right, if y'all want to have a seat, you're welcome to. This takes a few minutes.
It's too hard for me to get up and
All right, Mr. Chow, this time I'm going to explain to you your Fifth Amendment rights. If you don't understand anything I say during our exchange, please let me know. If you want me to explain anything in more detail, please let me know. Now, we've reached the stage of the trial where you may present your defense. You have the right to claim the protections of the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution of the United States, which states in part that no person shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself. This means you cannot be required to testify in your case. You have the right to testify on your own behalf. However, no one can make you testify. This is a personal right, and no one can force you to testify. If you decide to testify, you will be subject to the same rules that govern other witnesses, and you may be examined and cross-examined on any relevant issue in the case. In addition, if you have any convictions involving dishonesty or false statement for crimes punishable by imprisonment for more than 1 year, and this court determines the probative value of admitting the evidence outweighs the prejudicial effect of you, the solicitor will be able to introduce your record to attach to credibility. If you decide to testify, this decision on your part must be freely, voluntarily, and intelligently made with knowledge of the protections given to you by the Fifth Amendment and the consequences of your decision to testify. If you decide not to testify, I will instruct the jurors that they cannot give the fact that you did not testify any consideration whatsoever, and that there is to be absolutely no prejudice to you because you did not testify. It is left entirely up to you whether or not you testify. You may talk with your attorney, your family, your friends, anyone else, but the final decision is left entirely up to you. Do you understand everything I've explained to you?
Yes, I do.
Do you have any questions about what I've explained to you?
No.
Have you had the opportunity to discuss with your lawyers whether or not you should testify?
We have some discussions, yes.
All right, do you want to talk with them anymore? And I'm not going to ask you to make a decision right now, and I'll certainly give you some more time. You want you to be advised of your rights, and you certainly can talk it over with your lawyer and your family some more, and then we will address whether or not you can testify at appropriate time.
Yes. Any more?
All right. What's next?
that's all I have, Your Honor.
Anything else from the state?
No, sir.
All right, Mr. Swirling, I'm assuming the defense is going to present a case?
Yes, Your Honor, we go. My defense just walked out the door.
All right,
Now,
we'll give them a minute to wrap up.
okay, you might have had to go to the restroom.
Okay.
Wearing the white suit.
I'm sorry.
So,
Actually, both of my co-counsel are late.
No decision right now. I don't think he's the yes he gave, I believe, was that he understands he has the right.
First trial.
While they wait a little bit for the missing lawyer, we'll call the jury here in a minute.
I just found that out. I'm the last one to know that. You have a birthday cake?
It's not his birthday tomorrow.
We had testimony during this trial from the lead investigator, who's sort of barely on the screen on the right-hand side in the sort of the blue suit with the orange tie, or the red tie, that he testified that in this area they have a considerable problem with teenagers possessing firearms. Young, underage, predominantly boys, possessing firearms is what we have. I just was reviewing, I'm thinking about this. I'm like, Cyrus, while he did something suspicious, didn't do anything that broke the law other than possess the firearm. And that's a big thing, right? Had the cops known what was going on and had been chasing him and the gun come out, it could have ended the same way. Could have ended very similar to this. We've seen plenty of stories where that happened. But say this never happened, right? Say he never went to the convenience store that day on the 28th of May, 2023. he would then be in the class of individuals that the police were actively working to remove firearms from. And you say, why? Is it just for safety? You can look at September 2023, there was a triple homicide in the Columbia area, Richland County, where two 17-year-old boys and one 14-year-old boy got into a dispute over something stupid, was the quote. Killed 3 teens, age 16, 17, 16, wounded a 14-year-old. That was one of the charges that was filed was possession of a handgun under the age of 18. December 15th, 2024, involuntary manslaughter, fatal accidental shooting of a 14-year-old boy who had a firearm, illegal handling of a handgun by a minor. November 11th, 2025, murder during attempted gun sale. 17-year-old, charged as an adult, shot and killed an 18-year-old during a handgun sale transaction gone wrong. He once again had a handgun he wasn't supposed to. How do you fix the problem? I guess that's what I'm worried about. This problem will sort itself out, right? I think the court has a good grip on what's happened in this case, and I think justice will work its way through the system, and it will be dealt with appropriately. But how do you fix the other problem with teens, getting mixed up in dangerous situations where a split-second decision leads to lifetime consequences? The way you reduce crimes, you offer safe and affordable youth community centers and better support for their families. I love that. I love finding cities that have great infrastructure for youth and families. I mean, I'd love to see the families together as well. Ooh, there's the son. That's Andy. Parents need to get involved. I agree. Bring back family dinners. Hey, it's underrated. It's underrated. So my small city was coined Murder Town, USA a few years back. We have reverse amenability hearings monthly. Oh my goodness. Big brothers, big sisters. We've got an organization just down the road with that. Looks like our attorney's found his way back into the courtroom, so we might get some audio here in just a second. With Andy taking the stand, presume that he's the next witness. Judge is not here, so we're waiting for audio. With him taking the stand, we can expect to finally hear testimony about that missing window of time, right about the time the gun went off, or right before that. What I think will be interesting is if Andy's version of the events accounts for all the factors as were found by the officers when they arrived shortly after this incident. If it accounts for the exact location of where Cyrus ended up, where his body ended up, if it accounts for how the backpack got in the ravine, if it accounts for how the gun ended up by the tree, and obviously specifically what happened with the timing of the shot. Selena K, thank you very much. Loves pink, says his suit does. You're not biased at all, right? The suit does look a little bit pink compared to the white.
Cell phone must be turned off unless authorized. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Colbert, please bring in the jury. Yes, Your Honor.
The white's just not the white from the clerk. It pops, right? And the white from his suit, it's very white compared to everyone else's suit jackets, but it's just a dirty white. It's just an off-white. Are they going to try Andy for murder too? Becca, no. I don't think they can, and probably because all the evidence they have shows that he was running without a firearm, that he was just trying to stop somebody from stealing from the store. If his dad, who was behind him, made the choice to draw the gun and shoot, I think it would be hard pressed to list him as an accomplice when he could basically say, "I was in shock. I had no idea that that's what was going to happen. We were mistakenly we were doing something we thought was perfectly legal."
Thank you, Your Honor. The defense calls Andy Chow to the stand.
Here we go. It's noisy in there.
Andy Chow.
Now, what's you spell your last name, please?
CHOW.
Andy, how are you doing?
Okay.
I know you're a little nervous because we're going to go over some rules, okay? First, you need to speak loudly and clearly enough. I know you're soft-spoken, but I need you to speak loudly and clearly enough so that young lady next to you can take down every word that's the court report. You understand?
Yes, sir.
She cannot take down head nods and shakes and things of that nature, so make sure you speak yes, no, and so on. Is that fair?
Yes, sir.
I don't anticipate it knowing your demeanor, but we cannot argue with one another. So if you will give me a chance to ask my question, I will give you a chance to answer. Is that fair?
Yes, sir.
And if you do not understand a question that is being asked of you from anyone, you have the right to ask for it to be said again. Is that fair?
Yes, sir.
And then in your testimony, you cannot testify to what other people think or in their minds or anything of that nature. You can testify about your memory and what you know. Is that fair?
Yes, sir.
You understand all of those rules?
Yes, sir.
So understanding all that, Andy, first we need to figure out who Andy Chow is. So Andy, tell me a little bit about yourself today. How old are you?
I am 23.
Where are you from?
Here, Columbia, South Carolina.
Born?
I was born in Greenville.
What year?
2002.
Who are your parents?
Alice and Rick Chow.
Okay, and Alice Chow is that young lady on the end right there with the short hair, short black hair?
Yes, sir.
And who is Rick Chow? Is that him right there?
Yes, sir.
What is his real name? Like, you keep saying Rick. I don't think Rick's his real name, is it?
It is Chike Chow.
Chike?
Chike Chow.
You have any brothers or sisters?
I have an older brother.
What's his name?
Kenneth Chow.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to Hammond.
Hammond? High school?
Hammond School.
Oh, Hammond School. I don't know what it's called. It's here in Columbia?
Yes, sir.
And when did you graduate from Hammond?
2021.
Play any sports or do anything in Hammond?
I was a swimmer.
Swimmer? What did you swim? What was your event?
I was a breaststroker and a freestyler.
Were they any good?
I was okay.
You won a state championship?
Yes, sir.
So you were pretty good swimmer in high school?
Yes.
Did you go to college?
I went to the University of South Carolina.
And when did you graduate from USC?
2025.
And degree? What do you have a degree in, or what did you graduate with?
Computer information systems.
And your love of computers, who'd you get that from?
My dad.
Your dad, he was a professor, right, of computers?
Yes.
What do you do now? Do you work?
Yes.
What do you do?
I'm at Blue Cross Blue Shield.
How long have you been there?
3 days.
Okay, so you just started working. And Andy, from your demeanor, this is how you are. You're very just Kind of quiet guy?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I want to make sure that we, understand all the questions we're asking. I know you're quiet, but I need you to speak loud enough. So I want you to speak loud enough so this person at the back of the jury panel can hear everything you're saying, okay?
Yes, sir.
Is that fair? And Andy, tell me about your parents in a business. Did they own a business?
Yes, sir.
What business did they own?
A gas station.
Do you know where it was located?
7441 Park Lane Road.
What type of, just a convenience store? Was it just gas? Did it have other stuff? What did this store have?
It was gas station and convenience store.
And what about you? Did you work there?
I came in on the weekends and during school breaks.
Okay. And you worked for your family?
Yes, sir.
Did you get paid?
No.
We'll discuss that later. But you did not get paid working for your family, it sounds like. We'll
Yes.
talk to Alex and Rick about that at a later point in time. Now I want to take you to a more serious event. I want to talk about what we're here for.
Free child labor.
Okay?
Yes,
you remember
sir.
the date? You remember when it happened?
Yes, sir.
So I'm not going to interrupt you. I want you to tell the jury what happened that day from your point of view. Can you just tell them what happened?
Okay. So I watched a young man come in to the store, and I was stocking things onto the shelf, and so I went to the register, and I hear my mom ask him to leave his backpack at the front of the store, and so he does, and he starts to go around the store, and then I see he goes to the water cooler, and that's when I think he pockets a water. And so he comes to the front, starts coming to the front, and I ask him if there's anything in his pocket, and he says no. My mom, she also asked him, and then I see he turns to both of us, and he tries to show there's nothing in his pocket, but he keeps his hands in the pocket and still like trying to hide something. And so after that, he turns around, he grabs his backpack and walks out the door. And while he's going out the door, and both hands are out of the pocket now, I see something heavy just droop down in his hoodie pocket. And so that's when I come around the counter and I call out to him, hey, and he doesn't turn around, he just keeps going. And so I walk to the door, I walk out the door, and I see he turns the corner of the store. And so I walk over to the corner and
run.
Then I hear my dad come up behind me, and he calls out hey to him, and he turns around and immediately turns back around and starts to sprint away. And that's when I start to run. And before he leaves the parking lot, I see he throws something out to the right, and so I slow down. I slow down for like a second, and I glance back, and I don't see what he threw. I only see trash and litter. So I immediately turn back around and continue following him. And so I see he crosses the street, and I go to cross the street, and then I see he trips and falls flat on the grass. And so I was running full speed, so I end up catching up to him. And when I catch up to him, I see something is in his hand. I'm not sure what it is yet. But as he starts to get up, I see that it's a gun, and he points it at me. So I immediately put my hands up. I start to back away from him quickly, and then I yell, "He has a gun!" And then I turn to my dad, who's coming up behind us, and I yell at him again, "He has a gun!" And I'm still backing up, and I watch my dad, and I watch him yell, "Drop it, drop it," and he yells no, and then pulls his gun and fires one shot. And so after the shot, I turn and I look at him, and I see he takes 1 or 2 steps, drops his gun in front of him, and then ducks to the ground and stays on the ground. And so I start to go to him slowly, and I see my dad coming on my left side. And when we get to him, my dad, he picks up young man's gun and he tosses it to the side, further away. And then I checked to see if he got hit by the shot, because I thought my dad actually missed. And so I check it and I see there's a bullet hole in the hoodie. And then I pull up his hoodie and I see there's a wound in the back right, on his back right side of his back. And then my dad immediately grabs his hoodie and applies pressure to the wound and starts to call the police. And then I look back down at him and he's unresponsive. So we flip him over onto his back, and my dad immediately starts chest compressions, and he yells to me to call 911. And so I start to dial 911, and I see 3 women coming down from the parking lot, and I continue to talk to 911, and I see one of the ladies, she's hurrying over, she's taking her hoodie off, and she says she's a EMT, and she says she's going to tie a tourniquet, and she comes over and takes over CPR.
Tie a tourniquet.
And so I see my dad and her working together, and then I continue to talk to 911, and then I start to hear the sirens coming closer, and I go out to check, to watch to see if the first responders come to us or turn into the parking lot of the gas station. And they end up turning into the gas station. So I go and run to the parking lot. I point all the first responders to the scene. And after most of them made it there, I make my way back to the scene and I wait to talk to the police.
Did you talk to the police?
Yes, sir.
And did you tell them what you just told this jury?
Yes, sir.
I want to go backwards through your story and talk about a little bit and get some details, if that's okay.
Yes, sir.
It has been suggested that you didn't tell anyone you saw a gun pointed at your father, or pointed at you, I'm sorry, not your father, a gun pointed at you. Did you tell anyone on scene that a gun was pointed at you?
I did not say the exact words, it was pointed at me.
What did you say?
I said that he had pulled a gun on me.
And you called 911?
Yes, sir.
Talked to officers?
Yes, sir.
After the young man was shot, did you and your father have time to huddle up, sit down, and talk about anything that happened?
No, sir.
You called, and who told you to call 911?
My dad.
Immediately?
Yes, sir.
And the 911 call, is that the first time you had mentioned about the gun? Is that what you remember?
Yes, sir.
You know, at this point in time, we'd like to play Mr. Chow's 911 tape to rebut a claim of fabrication. You have 911 for
So now, hearing the 911 call, this is the first chance he gets to say what happened. He would not have had a chance to think up a story or build an alibi.
And you have listened to the 911 call, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you'll be able to recognize your voice on the 911 call?
Yes, sir.
And you don't believe the 911 call has been altered or anything of that nature?
No, sir.
Now, at this point in time, we would enter Mr. Chow's 911 call, Andy Chow's 911 call, and I think this would be defense with me. 2.
Hey, Judge.
He's never heard his 911 call?
Be admitted without objection as defense 2.
Can we play the 911 call, please? And just call in and ask the pause. Huh? Oh.
May 28, 2023, 20:06 and 25 seconds.
911, where's your emergency? 911. 911.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I need dispatch down on Spring Tree Road.
And that person's voice, is that your voice on the 911 call?
Yes, sir.
And this is the call you were just testifying about?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you go ahead and play?
Okay, what's the emergency?
Gunshot.
You heard gunfire?
Yes, ma'am.
How many shots did you hear? Was anyone?
There's a voice in the background yelling, call 911. Whose voice is that you hear?
This is my dad's.
Can I play, please?
Just one.
Okay, who was shot? Talk to me, hello?
He's,
Sir,
leave.
who was shot?
Kid right here.
Are you with the person?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, are you with the person? With you?
He had a weapon.
So, okay, the person you're with, who shot him?
My dad.
Your dad shot him?
Did I hear that correctly, that you said he had a weapon and my dad shot him?
Yes, sir.
And that's you to the 911 call?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're just waiting. Okay.
We need an ambulance back.
Are you at the Shell gas station?
Yes, ma'am. We're like a couple feet away.
Okay, don't hang up. Whatever you do not hang up with me, okay? Stay on the line.
And you're still on the phone with 911 at this time?
Yes, sir.
And there's other conversations, other people calling 911, and your father saying call 911. All of this is happening, but you're still on the phone.
Yes, sir.
And this is not giving you an opportunity to talk to your father. Would you agree?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay, you said your dad shot him? What's your name?
Andy Chow.
Can pause, please? And this is, you're still on the phone with 911. You have not hung up the phone.
Yes, sir.
And no one is telling you what to say?
No, sir.
Not during this time. No one is telling you what to say or what to do or anything of that nature?
No, sir.
Someone doing CPR?
Yes, ma'am.
Where's the person that had the gun? Where's your father?
He's trying to help.
Your father's trying to help?
What did you just say to the 911 operator?
That my dad was trying to help.
And this is while you're on the phone with 911 while everything is happening?
Yes, sir.
No one had told you what to say?
No, sir.
Why did your father shoot him?
Okay, that is the 911 operator asking you a very direct question. Is that fair?
Yes, sir.
You're still watching everything that's happening.
Yes, sir.
Play, please.
Well, you know, he was leaving feeling something, I think. I'm not sure, because we're over here. But, and then we were chasing him.
Your father works at a gas station?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he pulled out a gun, so that's when my dad pulled his.
Okay, pause. What did you say right there?
So I say that he had pulled a pistol on us, and then I say he pulled a gun on us, and that's when my dad pulled his.
Okay, so you say two different statements is going over there. You say he pulled a pistol on us, and he pulled a gun on us.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Continue, please.
You said your name Anthony?
Yes, sir. Andy Chow. A-N-D-Y.
Okay, help is on the west part.
All right.
Is it, are they still on CPR?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we can disconnect, okay?
All right. Thank you.
So what we just heard was you calling 911.
Yes, sir.
And again, who did you say told you to call 911?
My dad.
And it was immediately afterwards?
Yes, sir.
And we heard your dad on the 911 call?
Yes, sir.
After you got off the 911 call, what happened next?
I can't remember if I was already at the parking lot, but I made it to the parking lot. I point the first responders down, and then I made my way back to the scene, and I wait there till the police talk to me.
It wasn't that long after the 911 call, or was it? Or do you remember?
I don't remember.
During that time while you were waiting for law enforcement, did you and your father have time to talk, plan a story, or anything of that nature?
No, sir.
And then an officer talked to you. Remember the first officer who talked to you?
Yes.
Do you remember his name by any chance?
Officer English?
Officer English, you think that was the first one who talked to you?
Yes, sir.
And at this point in time, did you ask for a lawyer?
No, sir.
Did you say, I don't want to talk?
No, sir.
Did you say, get away from me? Anything like that?
No, sir.
But you had a full conversation with him when he asked you what happened?
Yes, sir.
An objection would be just foundation authentication. I think he can ask without statements in it, and I don't believe he can introduce the officer's for this particular witness.
To suggest the claim of fabrication, Your Honor, one, and this officer's
Which body cam was it again?
This would be English's body cam, which is Andy's statement.
I'm sorry. That's already in it.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's English's body cam of his statement.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry. Yes, sir.
The state just objected to bringing the other police officer's body camera in.
Okay, without objection, Your Honor.
Okay.
So you were familiar with having a conversation with English on scene?
Yes, sir.
You had a conversation with him without a lawyer or anybody else present?
Yes, sir.
You know, at this point in time, you know, sure. We'll offer this as
that's terrible optics.
5, 3, defense 3. This has already been looked at, but this is the unmuted copy of what Mr. Chow has said that day. So that makes sense. The state has already offered a muted copy because under the rules of what they were required. Now we're just offering an unmuted copy.
Okay. It'd be admitted as states 3 without.
Defense 3.
Sorry, defense 3 without objection.
Sorry. Can we go ahead and play that? All right, well, okay, pause, please.
So the first video we watched
Who is that in the video?
was muted.
That is me.
Okay, and this is the conversation you were talking about that you were having with the officer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can we go ahead and play that?
So I was at the register and we were watching it because I think my mom said, you know, like,
yeah, pause, please. One moment.
It's so short. We're rewinding a little bit. There we go. They're worried there might be other hearsay statements in here. This comment started, I was at the register. I think my mom was.
Continue to play, please.
I caught up with him.
You need to back
I
up.
caught up to him there. Right. I mean, and he kept going. He tripped there. That's when I caught up to him again. And we were about, it was like 2 pipes. Yeah. And I was like right on top. And I saw he pulled out a gun. Where's that weapon at now? It was right there. Next to that second tree. Where the other 2 people are.
Okay, where's your dad's weapon?
It might be on him right now.
Okay. Good stop. So you're telling the officer what happened at this point in time?
Yes, sir.
And you had mentioned pulling out a firearm right then and there.
Yes, sir.
And you did the little finger gesture.
Yes, sir.
Why didn't you continue telling this officer what had happened on that scene?
He walked away from me.
And he walked away as you were telling him what happened.
Yes, sir.
And then you ended up talking to another officer.
Yes, sir.
Were you able to tell that other officer fully what happened? Or more?
Yes, sir.
You didn't tell this officer to walk away, did you?
No, sir.
You didn't tell him to go away?
No, sir.
Did he ask you any details about your statement whatsoever?
No, sir.
And there's one line in there where you say, I'm on top of him. Did he say, what did that mean?
No, sir.
What did that mean when you say, I'm on top of him? Did you actually physically get on top of this young man?
No, sir.
So what did that mean when you say that?
I was about arm's length. I was close enough to be able to touch him, but I did not touch him at all.
And then you give, and I see you talk with your hands.
Yes, sir.
Did you have another conversation with Officer Carter as he got on scene? Or another officer, you may not
Yes,
know his name.
another officer, yes, sir.
And tell me what you told him.
I told him we thought he stole something. I thought he stole something, and so I chased him and followed him down to where the scene was, and I said he pulled a gun out, and I gestured to the side, pointing to the side with the gun, and then I say I backed up with my hands up, and then I see my dad yell, or I say that he has a gun, and I see my dad yell no, or drop the gun, drop it, no, and then he pulls it and fires.
Now you told all this to Officer Carter.
Yes, sir.
And I think you said you did some hand gestures. So one was the first hand gesture you did when you talked to Officer Carter?
I said he had pulled a gun out, and I gestured to the side, pointing it.
And so you did the gestures and he's pointing it at you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then what'd you do next?
And then I put my hands up, and I said I'm backing up.
Okay, and you did this on the video?
Yes, sir.
And that's the video right next to when this whole thing happened?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Nobody was telling you what to say?
No, sir.
What to do?
No, sir.
No lawyer?
No, sir.
No conversation with your father?
No, sir.
This is his witness, so he's been leading. I've been trying to not object too much, but there need to be direct questions.
Objection was leading, overruled.
Just go on, I mean.
And then I gesture. That's when my dad shot him. After that.
Andy, how did you feel when there was a gun pointed at you?
Terrified.
What did you think was going to happen?
I thought he was going to shoot me.
Who?
Young man.
Did you think you were going to die?
Yes.
Why?
Because I saw the barrel just pointing straight at me.
And you actually described the barrel, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
How did you describe the barrel of the weapon that was pointed at you on that day?
I said it was a silver barrel, and the rest of it was black.
Might have to cut away from this.
Showing you what's been marked. Well, before you described the firearm, had you seen it again since it was pointed directly at you?
No, sir.
Had anyone showed it to you on scene?
No, sir.
Did you go up and look at it and examine it?
No, sir.
I've got to cut away from this.
And your description
Sorry.
was what was the barrel?
A silver barrel.
A silver barrel.
Yes, sir.
You ever had a gun pointed at you before?
No, sir.
Just didn't know what he was going to do with that.
Now, at this point in time, we offer Detectives Carter body-worn camera into evidence if the state wants us to wait till Detective Carter when we do it as identification only. At this point in time, but we offer this to support claim of recent fabrication.
At this point, just identification. We don't have any objection to him. He's already, I guess, recited what he believes he said in the video.
All right, I'll allow you to have it marked for identification.
And I cannot publish it at this point in time until Officer Carter testifies.
Yeah, no. Authenticated.
Right.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what he said. Y'all are agreeing, actually.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, I'm sorry. I heard published. I'm sorry.
No. I said I will not until Officer Carter comes, just so we have that for sorry. Andy, you are and we've been talking about this, and we've watched your demeanor on the video, the 911. Pretty calm guy?
Yes, sir.
How were you yelling, he's got a gun? Or were you just saying it like you talk right now, he's got a gun?
No, sir.
How were you saying it?
I was yelling it.
Yell it. How were you yelling it?
He's got a gun. He's got a gun.
When you said it, were you scared?
Yes.
And who was around you when you were saying it?
My dad.
This guy. Mr. Chow.
Yes, sir.
Your father. Is that a yes?
Yes, sir.
And he knows you.
Yes, sir.
I would assume your whole life.
Yes, sir.
What do you believe would have happened had Mr. Chow not shot that gun that day?
I would have died.
Did you actually see the barrel pointed at you?
Yes, sir.
And I want to go back and talk about the things that have happened in the store, because there's been a lot of comments on things that happened in the store that day, Andy. And the first question is going to be asked, you chased this kid out of the store, and you accused him of shoplifting, right? I mean, you accused him of shoplifting.
I did.
You didn't find any water?
I did not find it.
Why in the world did you think he shoplifted anything?
Because of what happened in the store.
But tell the jury again, because, I mean, that's the whole question. Why did you think he had done something wrong?
So I see he's at the water cooler, and I believe he pocketed something. He had his back to me, so I couldn't see. And so when he was walking to the front, and I asked him if he had anything in his pocket, he kept his hands in his pocket, and I saw his fingers kind of pushing against the hoodie pocket to try to hide what was in there. And then when he goes out the door with his hands not in the pocket, I see something heavy just way down. And so in my mind, I believed he had stolen something.
Showing you a screenshot that has been entered from one of the videos presented by the state of South Carolina. Do you recognize it?
Yes, sir.
What are we looking at?
He is, he's doing something with he's either putting down the backpack or picking it up. I think he's putting it down.
Your Honor, but you do recognize it?
Yes, sir.
You recognize it from the day that we're talking about?
Yes, sir.
And it's substantially similar to the videos and security footage that you have seen?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, at this point in time, we'll move this in as Defense Exhibit 4.
Any objection? No, Your Honor. Photograph will be admitted as Exhibit 5.
This case might come down to some very detailed legal situations, terminology, wording. Focus. The camera's in focus. The Elmo is not.
While they're doing that, I'm going to show you a second screen clip from a video entered by the state of South Carolina and ask you to recognize that.
Yes, sir.
Is that a stream clip from the same video that we were just talking about?
Yes, sir.
And is that the same image of the young man who was in the store that day?
Yes, sir.
And that is from a vantage point you would have seen and recognized?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, at this point in time, we would offer the second picture that we just talked about as Defense Exhibit 6.
The way the hoodie's hanging down like that could indicate something heavy in that pocket.
Exhibit 6 without objection.
All right, so the first one we're looking on the screen with, you had said that you had seen the young man in the back doing something with waters.
Yes, sir.
And then you saw something heavy in his pocket.
Yes, sir.
And you would assume that he still had water in his pockets, correct?
Yes, sir.
And now showing you, that's the same picture of the same young man. If we could zoom in on that front pouch.
There's a heavy object.
And this is from the vantage point where you were looking at.
Yes, sir.
And this is, tell me what you thought, what you were looking at here. What did you think you were looking at?
At this point, I didn't think much. I just saw he was putting down his backpack.
But you see something bulge in his front, correct?
Yes, sir.
Didn't know what it was?
No, sir.
Now, while he's in the store, are you telling your dad, hey, something's fishy up here, something's weird up here, anything like that?
No, sir.
Having any conversations with him?
No, sir.
Any discussions with him?
No, sir.
With anybody other than your mother?
I didn't say anything.
Anything at all?
No, sir.
So the decisions you were making that day, whose decisions were they?
Just mine.
And Andy, you realize, I mean, they're asking the question, You didn't have to go outside that store, did you?
I don't know. I didn't have to.
I mean, were you thinking about that at that point in time?
No, sir.
Were you trying to hurt this kid? Did you know him?
No, sir.
Were you chasing him to hurt him?
No, sir.
What in the world were you going to do if you actually caught up to him?
I didn't plan to catch up to him.
What do you mean you didn't plan to catch up with him? We've seen the videos. You're going out there. What do you mean you didn't plan to catch up with him? Did you have a plan?
I just wanted to see where he was going to tell the police later.
And there's been questions that this case is about 4 bottles of water. You've heard that.
Yes, sir.
When the gun was pulled on you, were you thinking about water?
No, sir.
Did you say, never mind, forget the water? At that point in time, did you say anything about water when this gun was pulled on you?
No, sir.
And you don't know this guy?
No, sir.
No problems with him?
No, sir.
Did you have a gun on you that day?
I did not.
Did you say anything to him before he got shot?
Not directly to him, no.
All you remember saying is, he's got a gun, he's got a gun.
Yes, sir.
Now I want to go to that part of your testimony where your hands are up.
Okay.
What were you saying when your hands were up?
He's got a gun.
At any point in time was the gun dropped when your hands were up?
No, sir.
It stayed on you?
Yes, sir.
So if I'm you, I'm saying, he's got a gun, he's got a gun! It's still being pointed at you.
Yes, sir.
And who was the person you were yelling, he's got a gun, he's got a gun? Who are you yelling that to?
To my dad.
And as you were yelling that with your hands up and a gun pointed at you, at some point in time you had testified your dad said something also. What was it?
He said, drop it, and no.
Was it dropped or was it still pointing at you?
Still pointed at me.
The barrel?
Yes, sir.
And what were you looking at?
I was looking at my dad at that time.
Were you scared?
Yes, sir.
And again, what did you think was going to happen had your dad not fired?
I was gun shot.
And immediately after the shot, your dad told you to do what?
Call 911.
And immediately after calling 911, we hear your dad trying to perform life-saving measures on him.
Yes, sir.
And this is something you saw directly.
Yes, sir.
I beg the court's indulgence for one moment, Your Honor.
Yes.
I anticipate this jury will be instructed on a South Carolina law that says you have a right to act on appearance, even if mistaken. This is a doctrine that's tied closely to self-defense. Not sure how exactly it would apply in the case of pursuing a suspected shoplifter, but you would think that if there was a right that existed on a lethal level, that it would also exist at some lower level as well. This could be very technical and very tricky.
Andy, thank you so much. I'd like you to answer any questions that the state of South Carolina has for you, okay?
Okay.
Watch him bring the heat.
Cross-examination.
Yes, sir. One more break, or just keep on going?
The state now has the burden to prove.
You want to go ahead and take a break? Brief.
Comfort break?
Okay, I understand. All right, well, let's take, everything's going very long. We'll take about a 15-minute break. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a short break, and again, please don't discuss the case. We'll be right back with you.
Okay, as they take a break, the defense has now asserted formally in the trial the self-defense claim. And I realize that we sort of knew that all along, and they sort of were trying to get at it. But the state, once the defense asserts that this was self-defense, and that's an active assertion, which is made during their case in chief, the state now has the defense asserted that the state now has the obligation or the burden to prove that did not happen.
I'm listening on drinking coffee. I'm listening on drinking coffee the whole time.
The hard part there, we can't zoom anymore. Zooming is over. The hard part there is that the witnesses the state called to show what happened there were all in vehicles. The daughter that was in the Escalade was in the vehicle with her mom, and she couldn't even recount what was going on. She was like, it was just noise. There was so much noise, and she wasn't even sure if she heard the gunshot. Like, her testimony wavered on that, and then later she came back. She says, "I knew what it was. I just didn't want to get involved." But you've got people in cars with windows up who may or may not have heard a gunshot or not known what not known what it was, expecting them to hear a much quieter conversation, even if yelled. The state has to prove that didn't happen. Look at the case we just had. The lady in the house. It was a mess, right? She won her judgment of acquittal. Self-defense. There were all sorts of questions in my mind, but the burden is on the state to prove that it wasn't that, and it's a difficult thing to do. The guy who was right up on them didn't hear him yelling either. But he described the actions. He said he had his hands up and backing up. So he described that. That's the guy in the white car. Described that of Andy, that he backed up sort of towards the street and had his hands up. So he heard the actions that go along with this story. And it would make sense that after chasing and then suddenly reversing and backing up with your hands up, that would corroborate the story more than disprove it. The issue, I agree. The instigator part. The more I look at the instigator clause, if we can call it that, shouldn't that instigator clause have to address instigating? Should include acting illegally or using force or crossing the line. And the officer said they were in the right. They could do this. They could chase someone who they thought was shoplifting. He said you have to use common sense, which is the law. A person of normal courage, I think, is the way that the law in South Carolina addresses that. But it's Andy. No weapon, pursues the kid. That's normal courage, right? 20-year-old, no weapon, pursues him. Never makes contact with him until they're trying to render aid, and just figure out how he's wounded. So instigating might have been calling names, throwing the first punch, picking a fight. That could be instigating. But I don't know if the law would look at them pursuing, even under mistaken fact, a suspected shoplifter as instigation. And if that's the case, then he would still have the right to self-defense using deadly force. How was he shot in the back? I think they... Did you watch yesterday, T. Salas? They demonstrated exactly how that would work on the defense with the... with one of the... with the ME, the medical examiner. They demonstrated exactly how it can work. And it's... I don't like the angle. I don't like the upward angle in that. That's the only part that doesn't sit well with me. You missed the demonstration. Both sides demonstrated how the trajectory could have occurred with the bullet trajectory in Cyrus's body. The general consensus, because this was on flat land, they were one behind the other, was that Cyrus's body was in a pitched forward position, meaning either bent at the waist or leaning forward or charging forward, which was away from Mr. Chow. But also his body had to have been rotated from the, clockwise towards the street as he's running along on the sidewalk on the left-hand side of the street against traffic. He would have been rotated almost at a 45-degree angle for that to occur. And that angle gives you room to use your right arm, which is the where the firearm appeared to be. It was where it was the hand he used to reach in his pocket when he was there at the water cooler. It was the hand that he was outside the store was reaching in down by his hoodie with. So that side, that arm, would have been free to aim the firearm at Andy and achieve that situation. So in the realm of possibility, I'd say it's there. In probability, I'd say it's lower, but possibility is there. I haven't looked at the previous incidents. I know there were two firearm discharges. I get the feel that Mr. Chow called the police a ton, for incidents that happened at his store, probably a lot of shoplifting. I think the police had reported that they had, in one article I said they'd been to that location like 100 times in the last couple of years for crime reasons. And none of those were crimes committed by Mr. Chow. How does instigating work when it's not the person instigating that does the shooting? How does instigating work when it's not the person instigating that does the shooting? So you're saying that Andy instigated? Well, I'm saying that might not rise to the level of instigating, because South Carolina law allows you to act on a mistaken belief that a reasonable person would have, and I think from what we saw in the video, I have that mistaken belief. If I didn't know the facts of the case, I would assume. I said, I think that's what I just witnessed. I think he just pocketed something and then made it look like he put stuff back. And then couple that with he says he doesn't have anything in his pocket when clearly you can see something heavy in his pocket. I think that Mr. Andy Chow could say that I was under the mistaken belief that he had taken something, and I pursued for that reason, which is legal in South Carolina. If it's legal, I don't think you can call that as instigating. It's not legal to throw a punch at somebody and say, "Hey, bring it, bring it. Just give me your best shot." It's not legal to shove somebody and then say, "Oh, if you try to hit me, I'm going to shoot you." That's not legal. That would be instigating. But this is tricky. This is really tricky, and I can see this going either way now. Laura says, "I believe from the video he was stealing, but we know now that he wasn't." That's the thing. We know that he wasn't. It boggles my mind because it almost looks like he wanted to make it look like he was. Does that make sense? I watched that video and like, that is blatant. The almost running back to the cooler, waiting for Mrs. Chow to be watching, be right over there, and running over in front of her and doing this. It's, I don't know. I unfortunately we'll never know what was going through Cyrus's head in the store. I would argue their ability to act ends at their property line. It doesn't. I don't think property line has anything to do with it. They weren't chasing him off for trespassing. To act on mistaken belief is insane. It is. But the idea is if you witness something and you saw someone, you say, I came around the corner and here's this guy and he's just pounding somebody in the face, and then he pulls out his gun and he's about to shoot him, and you have the ability to stop it, and you're like, I've got to take action. I've got to save this person's life, and you shoot it, and then you find out that for some reason it's one of those mind games, right? Where from a different angle it was completely different. That he was actually trying to pull something away to save somebody's, save them from a snake that was wrapped around their neck or something. And he was trying to shoot the snake off the neck. It could be some bizarre story. Okay, that one obviously is not very reasonable, but it could be something like that where, from your perspective, it looked like one thing, but from the other perspective, it was something else. The law would protect you. If in the snake around the victim's neck scenario, which I don't think has ever happened ever in the history of anything. But the law would protect you for mistaken fact, that you were acting in self-defense or the defense of others under a mistaken belief that something was going on, and that's the thing, that in the moment, the person was that convinced that what they were seeing was what was actually happening. Good scenario on the fly. I've been working on the snake around the neck scenario for a while, just not sure when to pull that one out and use it. So, it is a crazy case. And I don't envy the jurors, and also, I mean, this is a case that has a ton of community support on one side or the other. Okay, mistaken or otherwise, there's a ton of support, and no matter which way this goes down, part of this community is going to feel that justice was not done, and that the good guy paid the price and the bad guy, depending on how it goes, yeah. And it could go either way. He had 2 phones on him. That would have been what was in his pocket. That's possible, Vivian. It's possible. But that doesn't get rid of the right to take action under a mistaken belief that exists under the law. I've tried to avoid this. Clearly, a 14-year-old in possession of a firearm, you're not going to lead to good situations, right? Possessing a gun is not going to help you get scholarships and get opportunities in life and do well in your scholastic efforts and everything else. It's going to lead to problems, but it's not. I don't think this case. I don't think it's fair to say in this case that FAFO. I don't think that's an appropriate way to view this at all, because we don't know. We don't know anything about Cyrus other than what we can observe on the video. Snake around the neck, new fear unlocked. Wouldn't Cyrus have the same right to defend himself? Yes, Tash. That's the crazy thing. That you can have a situation with 2 people defending themselves. It takes us back to what, Aaron Dean? The Aaron Dean case, the police officer who, might have violated some policy, some training instructions by going into the person's backyard. But he, outside the window, and this is the way I feel about the case, the jury came down against me and said I was wrong. But he took action under the mistaken belief that he was viewing somebody inside the house who should not be there illegally, and he shot through the window, killing the homeowner who was looking outside, seeing somebody with a gun who should not be there, and it was rightfully using self-defense. It's a tough situation, and the law just... I don't think the law can fix this the way that we'd like to, have everyone be satisfied at the end. It can't get us there. It's a long break here. Fun Girl Joe, I'm with you there. Thank you, by the way. Thanks for being a member. Appreciate you being here. I hate so many people are determined to demonize this kid. He was wrong to have an illegal firearm, but is that a crime punishable by unaliving? It often can lead to that, but I would say no. You almost have to make an assumption. If what Mr. Andy Chow told us is true, if Osiris did pull out the gun, that would be it would be in his right to do so, even though under South Carolina law he's not legally allowed to possess it. But I think it would be in his right to say, I haven't done anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong to them, right? And they're chasing me. I think I'm in fear for my life. I can defend myself. It's right to do that, but at the same time, it might have escalated the situation because nobody has testified that Mr. Chow pulled his gun before that moment. That he was, just looking for an opportunity to get a clean shot as soon as the sun moved out of the way or something. That testimony was not there. It may him exercising his right to defend himself might have inadvertently escalated the situation that could have ended very, very differently had he either A, not tripped and just gotten away, or B, been caught and they, grab him by the shoulder, the scruff of the neck, and call the cops. If the cops would have shown up, they'd be like, hey, we did nothing wrong aside from the firearm. Posty7, member for 41 months, says, got you in my ear while I build my paver walkway. Thanks, Ari. Hey, when you're done there, Posty7, how much do you charge? I've got some chores outside to do as well. The jury's going to have to listen to all this evidence and pick out, is Posty7 an OG? Yes, OG, Posty7, 41 months. Thank you very much. Very much an OG. This is a tough one because the jury has to make some judgment calls based on witnesses. I've expressed a little concern I have about the situation because all the witnesses who were from different vantage points told almost identical accounts of how everything went down. And while you think that would just make common sense, in practice that's not how it works. Witnesses all observe things differently. Some miss major facts and others get them. But for these witnesses to all have almost verbatim accounts in their varying situations and scenarios and how they observed this go down, I'm worried they talked and not like planned this out. This isn't like an organized, hey, we can get this guy. But they just heard what happened from credible sources. And in your mind, you suck up that information. It's what happened after the shooting with on the Rust set, right? All the witnesses were kept together, and they all talked, and everyone knew what happened and how it went down, and everyone had the same set of facts, even if maybe their eyes hadn't seen it. They knew what had happened because they all shared that information and they just absorbed it. Laura, I'm with you a little bit, but I can't take away the right from the owner to make the decision the different direction. I can't force them to make a call that I think, hey, the better thing to do would have been, offer to help him out. This is 6 hours? 6-7 hours? Here we go. Okay, they're going to bring in the jury. We're going to start the cross-examination of Andy Chow. And I believe the prosecution has to bring the heat here. They have to put the pressure to him to see if his story holds up under the pressure, and how it matches up with other evidence, and how he explains various things where he differs from all the other witnesses. Laura, I'll buy your water anytime you want. Let me know. It'll be Deer Park even. I'll get you water. Hit me up. Heather, I think it will get spicy. I think it has to get spicy. And it will do one of two things. It will either show the witness is firm in his testimony and can't be rattled, which might go to his credibility, or it might cause him to say something that he doesn't mean to say or didn't mean to say, and show that he's, possibly telling a version of the events to make it look better than the events actually were. I think that could easily come out here on this cross. But did these witnesses give the exact same report to the police at the same time of the incident? No one was as early as him. Mr. Andy Chow was the first person giving a report. He was telling the police what happened before the police knew who the shooter was or where the gun was that shot him. That's how soon Andy told his story to the police. So that's a big check in the credibility mark. That his story was, in the moment. The medics had not even, I guess the medics had just started took over the CPR at that point.
Judge present, Your Honor.
Mr. Scott. Mr. Chow, you were 23 years old, correct?
Yes, sir.
In 2023, you were 20 years old, correct?
Yes, sir.
And at the time, you were a student at USC, is that true?
Yes, sir.
And you had already graduated Hammond Academy, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If I ask any questions that you need me to repeat, I'm happy to do it.
Okay, yes,
You had graduated Hammond at the time?
Yes, sir.
And that is a private school here in Columbia, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you swam on the swim team, correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you get any college scholarships?
No, sir.
You were 5'11", 200 pounds at the time, correct?
Around that.
Yeah. Have you mentioned before under oath that at the time you were 5'11", 200 pounds?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How much do you weigh now?
185.
Okay, so you were significantly bigger at the time?
Significant.
15 pounds bigger?
Yes.
Okay. At the time you were working at your parents' Shell gas station at 7441 Park Lane Road, correct?
Yes, sir.
And they had owned that store about 10 to 12 years at that time?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how long had you worked there?
Well, I came to help for, I guess, since we opened.
You were familiar with the store, is that true?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and had you become aware of the crime of shoplifting in your time working in the store and being around the store?
Yes, sir.
All right, what is shoplifting?
Someone stole something.
Okay, and that happened more than once in the 10 to 12 years your parents had owned the store as of 2023?
Yes, sir.
Okay, had you developed a policy, or had your parents developed a policy in dealing with shoplifters?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In 2023, you were studying computer information systems, isn't that true?
Yes, sir.
And your father was familiar with computers and computer technology as well, isn't that true?
Yes, sir.
He had actually taught a small college as far as lessons in computers, correct?
Yes, sir.
Isn't it true? Computers can do amazing things.
Yes, sir.
Okay? They can help with DNA extraction and going through millions of propositions, isn't that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. They're able to synthesize surveillance systems and produce high-quality videos. Isn't that correct?
They can.
Okay. And you yourself and your parents at the Shell gas station at 7441 Park Lane Road had a very sophisticated surveillance system. Isn't that true?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you were able to identify shoplifters with that system, were you not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you had a wall of shame above the cash register. Isn't that true?
Yes, sir.
What is the wall of shame?
There's pictures and descriptions of past shoplifters.
Okay. Can I have States 44, Stephanie? Do you recognize the wall of shame in States 44?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hey, Wall, welcome. OG. I've read soon enough. Now we're showing the wall of shame.
Andy, while she pulls it up, what is the purpose of the wall of shame?
To show who and what they stole.
Okay. What is the purpose of showing who and what stole, or who stole and what they stole?
To show other customers.
Okay. And to show law enforcement?
They can if they come in.
Okay. And if somebody steals and makes your wall of shame and they come back in, are you able to identify them?
Me, myself, or
anyone. Why would you have the wall of shame? Why would you have a picture of the shoplifter up? It's to identify them, right?
It can be.
So if you recognize somebody who's on the wall of shame and they come back in, what do you do?
What I would do would be...
What is the store policy at 7441 Park Lane Road, Shell gas station in 2023? What is the policy when somebody who's on the wall of shame comes back in the store?
I would ask him to leave.
Okay. Now, you see all the people on the wall of shame in 2023?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How many of those people did you chase?
Did I chase?
Yeah.
None of them.
Okay. You don't remember chasing any of those people that stole?
I did not chase anyone.
Okay. I see a number of other pictures here of people. Do you see the lotto tickets right there? And I don't know, Stephanie, can you zoom in on this? What's that guy? What's he doing there? Right there up under the monitor with the cash register.
Probably the same thing as the same as the other pictures.
Okay. Stephanie, can you zoom out, please? Scroll over to the, see the clock on the wall there? Zoom in up under that camera. You see that, Andy? What are these people?
It'd be the same thing.
What's the same thing?
As the other pictures.
Okay. So you agree with me that you have a sophisticated surveillance system in there that is capable of generating high-quality pictures of people you suspect of committing a crime, correct? You want me to ask that again?
To me, it wouldn't be the highest. It wouldn't be high quality, but it's enough to see their face.
You don't consider these videos we've been watching high quality?
It can be higher.
Okay, well, maybe not movie quality,
but you can see their face. Yes.
Okay. And there's nothing to stop you guys from taking these pictures and sending them into law enforcement, correct? There's nothing to stop you from doing that, is there?
No, sir.
Okay. And you certainly know how to use 911, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you've done it in the past, correct?
I have not.
I could have sworn, when your lawyer was up here, you were talking about a 911 call. I could have sworn I heard your voice on a 911 call. Did I imagine that?
I thought you meant before that.
You've used 911 before.
Yes, sir.
And you use 911 to get law enforcement involved, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you use 911 when you see something illegal going on, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you use 911 to get law enforcement who's paid to do their job to come help, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you know how to use it?
Yes, sir.
How do you use 911?
You dial 911?
Very easy, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you have a phone, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, in 2023, you were working behind the cash register, correct?
Yes, sir.
And the cash register is raised up a little bit higher than the rest of the floor, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you got a pretty good view of the floor and the surrounding, correct?
Yes, sir.
Stage 68, please.
Sandy Graham, thank you. 2 hours away from this.
Who is that fellow right there with the hat on backwards and the North Face pullover?
It's me.
Okay. And what are you looking at?
The young man.
Okay. I'm just looking to, you see right over there to your left, there's another picture of some other people on the, isn't that some more people right there that you got pictures of, right?
Right where?
I'm even looking right here, Andy. You see these people here, and what did they do? Or did they shoplift? Or why would you have pictures of people back here?
I'm not sure.
Okay, but you have pictures of customers behind the counter too?
We did.
Okay. And Andy, look right here. There's some more people right here that you got pictures of. Right?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about this gadget right here. This tablet to your right. What is that?
It shows if a person who is in the system.
Tell me about a person in the system.
Person in the system.
So they need to be entered into it.
Explain what you're talking about. Use your words.
Okay. So all I know is that their picture needs to be entered into it.
Whose picture?
Anyone. It can be.
If I just went and pumped gas there, you put my face in the system?
No, sir.
Well, whose face do you put in the system?
There are employees. My face is in there.
Who else?
There are shoplifters.
Okay. Tell me more about that. Tell me more about the shoplifters that you enter into your system, and then you have access to them from that tablet. Tell me how that works.
So if they are in the system, they come into the store,
right?
Then they will pop up on that tablet.
Really?
Yes, sir.
That's pretty high tech.
Okay. So you have facial recognition technology at 7441 Park Lane Road, the Shell station your family has, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that is rather sophisticated equipment, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So any of these people who've shoplifted in the past, committed the crime of shoplifting, if you review your camera, go back and you realize the Snicker bar is gone because it's missing from inventory, right? You can go back and review the camera and you can say, aha, this person stole the Snickers, right?
You could, yes, sir.
You could do that. How many different camera angles you got in that store? Do you even know?
30.
I mean, you would agree with me, that's a lot.
There are, yes, sir.
Over 20, correct?
Just count.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you can get multiple different angles of the person's face, correct?
Yes, sir.
Most likely you can see what kind of shoes they're wearing.
Yes, sir.
You could probably identify what kind of shorts or pants or dress they had on, correct?
Yes, sir.
You could identify the top they had on, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then you can even zoom in to like look at different graphics on the shirt or whatever they have, correct?
Yes, sir.
You could look for different identifying characteristics of the clothing they're wearing.
Yes, sir.
You could zoom in on their face, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then you could put it into facial recognition technology, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then if they ever came back in, you would get an alert, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You could do all these things with the technology they had at 7441 Park Lane Road, could you not?
You could.
Okay.
You can also do it with your phone, but yeah.
Now, you have been trained, you have gone to school and been trained, and your father has, to identify shoplifters, have you not?
Trained to identify them? I was not trained.
You weren't?
No, sir.
But you know how to identify one, correct?
If they're acting weird to me, that is.
What is acting weird to you?
If they keep looking up at me,
Okay.
they keep walking around the store, wandering around, and if they keep, checking their pocket or something. All of those combined.
I'm even thinking about times I've gone into a store and left my wallet in the car, walk around for a minute, and then I walk out. Would you put me in your database if I did that?
I would not.
Would you consider me weird?
No, sir.
What if I have my hands in my pockets, I'm dressed like I am now, and I walked around and looked around and I couldn't find what I was looking for, so then I just walked out. Would you tell me to empty my pockets?
No, sir.
Why?
You didn't touch anything.
Okay, but I have my hands in my pockets. I'm looking up at you. I'm looking down. Let's say I did. Let's say I took some waters out and I put them back. Would you chase me?
It would depend if I could see what you were doing. If I couldn't see, then I wouldn't know what you were doing.
You could see what Cyrus was doing, could you not?
Not completely, no, sir.
So you weren't sure. You weren't sure?
I believed he had
You
pocketed
believe-
something.
I'm sorry. You believed he had?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why did you believe that?
Because of the things that happened in the store.
Okay. So he had his hands in his pockets.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Testified you watched him when he walked in.
I saw him walk in.
Yeah. So he put his backpack down.
Yes, sir.
Correct? And then the defense offered defense 6, and you said, yeah, that's how he looked when he came in.
Yes, sir.
Okay? If he had a bulge in his pocket when he came in, why wouldn't he have a bulge in his pocket when he left? This is your exhibit.
Well, I was mainly just seeing him put the backpack on the...
Under direct, you told the lawyer that this is how he looked, and this is what you saw when he came in the store.
Yes,
He clearly has a bulge in his pocket when he comes in the store. Why wouldn't he have a bulge in his pocket when he left the store?
I was not focused on the bulge when he came in.
You just testified that this is what he looked like and this is what his pocket looked like when he came in.
Looking at the picture, yes, sir.
You identified this as being him, how he looked when he came in.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I ask you again, if he had a bulge in his pocket when he came in, why would you harass him and say he's got a bulge in his pocket when he left? You see what I'm saying?
I did not notice the bulge when he came in that day.
Okay. And then you talked about, yeah, this is the bulge I saw that he had in his pocket. This is your exhibit that you just introduced through the lawyer. This is
In the picture, I see the bulge.
Okay. You see any water bottles in his pocket?
I cannot see in the pocket. Yes, sir.
Well, why? You identified something black and a bulge in his pocket. See that?
I did.
But the reason this is an evidence is because you identified it through your lawyer.
Okay.
You don't recognize this from 10 minutes ago.
I mean, I see like the shadow of the pocket, yes, sir.
Do you see a water bottle in his pocket?
I cannot see into his pocket.
What do you see in his pocket? All right.
Sorry.
Can we?
He did not identify something black in his pocket. The lawyer put words in his mouth there.
There's clearly something black in his pocket in the picture, states number 5. I'm going to just point it to you. Do you not see something black in his pocket?
To me, I just thought that was just the shadow of the pocket.
Does it look like a water bottle to you?
It does not.
Okay. All right. With all the surveillance systems they had at 7441 Parkland Road, and with all the technology and the facial recognition, okay? Couldn't we have hung this 14-year-old boy's picture up on the wall of shame? Couldn't we have done that?
We could have put his picture.
Yeah, on the wall of shame with all those other people, right? Couldn't we have done that?
You could have.
What would have stopped you from doing it?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay. Is there anything that would have stopped us from going back and printing all these pictures up of the boy with the white Air Force Ones, the black Nike joggers, the red Child's Play hoodie? He never covered his face, did he?
He did not.
He never put the hoodie on, did he?
Child's Play.
We've got hundreds of still shots we could have provided law enforcement. Could we not?
Could you? You could.
You could. Is there anything that stopped you guys from doing that?
No, sir.
Okay. And how long does it take to call 911? How many seconds does it take, you think, for you to hit 3 buttons on your cell phone?
A second.
1 second?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything that stopped you on that day from using 1 second of your time to dial 911?
Nothing stopped me.
No. And you know how to use 911 because you've used it before, correct?
Yes, sir.
You used it on that day, correct?
Yes.
Nothing stopped you from using it?
No, sir.
And you certainly have a cell phone that's capable of connecting to 911, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But we didn't do any of that on this particular day, did we?
Not until after.
Yeah, it's a little late after that, right? Andy, think about it. I'm asking you. Could we not, if we suspect this 14-year-old, how many waters did you think he took?
I'm not sure.
How many did you think he took?
Maybe just one.
One. How much in the year 2023 does a bottle of water cost at 7441 Park Lane Road in Richland County at the Shell gas station operated by the Chow family? How much does one bottle of water cost?
I'm not sure.
You don't remember how much they cost? You work the cash register, right?
I did.
Okay, 98 cents sound about right?
Yes,
Let's
sir.
just round it up to $1. $1
Yes, sir.
sound right?
Yes, sir.
Think you took $1 worth of merchandise from your store?
I did think that, yes, sir.
And you were certain of it?
I believed he had taken it, yes, sir.
You strongly believed enough where you left your counter, you left the cash register and ran after it, correct?
Yes, sir.
You yelled at him. You soft-spoken today, right?
Yes, sir.
You weren't soft-spoken on that particular day, were you?
Well, I just called out to him.
Okay. You used your voice, right? You
Yes,
weren't.
sir.
It's not difficult to hear your voice in those videos, is it?
No, sir.
Okay. And your dad, he ran with you, correct?
He was behind me.
He ran with you, correct?
I would not. I didn't know what he was doing behind me.
He ran with you, correct?
Yeah, I asked and answered.
He ran with you, correct?
Watching the video, I saw him running behind me. Yes,
He
sir.
ran with you, correct?
You ran, you don't ask and answer, doesn't- he doesn't like to answer.
How
This is
did
the
you
fourth
stop
time.
him? Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
He ran with you, correct?
Yes, sir. Watching the video, I saw him running behind me.
Okay. And you're taught to obey your father, correct?
Yes, sir.
You understand my question?
As in just like,
Were you taught to obey your father?
yes, sir.
You were not taught to disobey your father, were you?
No, sir.
Okay. So when he yelled to you, Andy, stop! Do not do this. You listened to him, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
So when he yelled that day, you stopped, didn't you?
When?
May 28, 2023. That's what we're talking about here today.
Yes,
You
sir.
remember May 28th of 2023?
Yes, sir.
You remember when y'all ran out the door after that 14-year-old boy?
I walked out the door.
Okay, we'll watch a video here in a second.
Okay.
But you remember when you exited the store with your father after the 14-year-old boy?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you remember right then when your dad said, stop. Stop, Andy, let's stop right here. You remember when he said that?
No, sir.
Because he didn't, right?
He did not.
He didn't say that.
No, sir.
And if he had, you would have obeyed him because you obey your father, right?
I would have stopped.
But you guys continued running along up Spring Street, correct?
Well, so I saw him.
Wait. Okay, but if you need to explain the question, I'm just asking you continue to run up Spring Street towards.
After he started running, yes, I ran after.
When did he start running?
So I had gone to the corner of the store, and I hear my dad come up behind me and call out, "Hey!" and then I see him, the young man, he turned and then turned back around immediately and started sprinting down.
Okay.
And so that's when I started to run.
Okay, so that was after y'all went around the corner. Let's see.
I kind of slowed down at the corner. Just.
Let's see. Stephanie, can I have state 16, the clip, or clip 16 of state number 4? This is the young man that you were talking about, correct? The red shirt?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's you watching him, correct?
Yes, sir.
There's your father already making his way towards the front door, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And your mother left too, correct?
In the video, yes, sir.
Okay. Who's manning the cash register right there?
No one.
All right. Who's this gentleman?
Customer.
Okay. Is it common for the whole Chow family to leave the gas station with customers inside the store?
Well, I wasn't completely sure what my parents were doing, but I exited the store.
Everyone left over $1 of water, correct?
I left because I thought he stole something.
Okay. And your dad, as you saw, was right on your heels, right? Rewind it.
In the video?
Is your monitor working right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, press play, Stephanie.
Andy did walk out of the store, but then he starts running. I think so he's walking here. Walk. He looks behind. Walk. Look,
Okay.
so he's,
You guys are right
takes a
together,
step.
are you not?
Yes, sir. I
I'm
see
sorry?
that. I see that, yes, sir.
Yes. Is that yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Stephanie, can I have clip 20 from slide 4? And tell me, before we watch this, tell me what you said you just walked out of the gas station? Is that what you said earlier?
Yes, sir. I walked out.
You just walked
And then
out?
I walked to the corner.
All right. How would you describe what Cyrus Carmack Belton did when he walked out? Was he walking or was he running when he left the gas station?
Out the door.
Yeah.
He was walking.
Rather
also.
casually, was he not?
You could say that.
Okay. Was he looking over his shoulder or anything like that, or
No, sir.
he just kind of casually left the store?
Yes, sir.
And you two just bust out after him, correct?
I was just walking out the.
You were walking out?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Press play, Stephanie, please.
here comes a run.
That's walking to you?
Yes,
Yes,
that is
sir.
walking.
That's walking?
That
For
is
me,
walking.
yes, sir.
You typically walk that fast? Okay. So when you get off the stand, you're going to walk that fast to your seat?
Depends on what I was doing.
Okay. What were you doing there?
I guess it would be a brisker walk, but I wasn't running out the store.
When did you start running?
In the parking lot.
After he ran,
Why? Is there anything wrong with him running?
well, I ran because I thought he had stolen something, and I wanted to see where he was going.
Okay. How far were you going to chase him, do you think?
I'm not sure. Just going to see where he was going.
A mile? What if he didn't run a mile? Would you have kept chasing him with your dad?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I was doing.
You don't know at what point you stopped chasing a 14-year-old?
I don't know when I would stop.
Let me see clip 21 states 4, please. Do you remember when his shoe fell off as he was running? Remember that?
I did not see that.
Okay, you didn't see him running with one sock and one shoe?
No, sir. I did not notice that.
Is that what you described me, how he was walking around the corner and then y'all start yelling at him and briskly walking towards him and then he takes off running?
I just hear my dad call out "Hey" to him.
And that's what made him start running when y'all were back behind, briskly walking towards him? That's what made him start running?
I kind of just slowed down to a stop at the corner. I wasn't walking at him.
You slowed down to, okay, let me go back. Let's watch it again because I didn't see that. Go to clip 20 of States 4 and let's watch Andy stop as he goes to the corner. When did you stop right there? I didn't see it. I missed it.
You see him pull
I
up.
slowed down.
You see him pull
at
up.
the corner.
Okay, and then he started running. And every time you see somebody run, you feel compelled to run after him, right?
I did. I believe he had stolen something, so I ran to go see where he was going.
Okay. Let me have clip 24 of States 4, please, Stephanie.
You're going to see the difference between Andy walking and Andy running in this clip.
And now, what do you call it? Y'all are really briskly walking there, are you not? That's a really brisk walk, isn't it?
Well, he's running off screen, so that's when I started running after he started.
Okay, you're running now.
Yes, sir.
That's running.
Here.
You're no longer briskly walking, you're running now, right?
Yes, sir.
And what's your dad doing in that video?
In the video, he's also running.
Okay. And is he saying, Andy, let's stop. Let's do not leave the parking lot. Let's stop right here.
I did not hear that.
Okay, he didn't say that?
No, sir.
Okay. And now the boy lost his shoe. You know your mother went and picked it up from the scene, right?
I learned that afterwards. Yes, sir.
And he's running so hard, he comes out of his shoe. You know that now, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you don't dispute that, do you?
No, sir.
We saw the video, right?
Yes, sir.
And he's running so hard, his cell phones fall out of his pockets, correct?
He throws them out.
Okay. Well, you said before they fell out. Did you not? I know you're saying he threw them out today. Have you ever thrown cell phones on the side of the road?
I never.
Okay. And he didn't either, did he?
No, he threw them.
If I showed you a video from your store the day of where you said they fell out of his pockets, would you still deny that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, we need to refresh his memory of the video. Let me ask first if this will help refresh your memory. Read this and tell me if you deny that you said any of those things. Don't say it out loud, just read it. See if you refresh your memory.
Okay.
Do you deny saying that?
I do not deny saying that.
Okay. So you don't disagree that the day of, you said these things flew off of him. You never said anything about him throwing anything.
At that moment, yes, sir.
Okay.
I did say that.
And this was the day of.
Yes, sir.
Because why would anybody throw their cell phones out? Does that make any sense to you?
I would not know.
No. Because they didn't. He didn't throw them. They flew off of him because he was running so hard.
No, sir. I saw him throw it to the side.
What did you? Do you want me to read what you said? Would that help?
Well.
Or would you want me to play the video for you? Would that help?
I'm just telling you what I saw.
Okay. I'm asking you what you said on the day it happened.
Okay.
You never said that he threw them. You said he dropped them.
I did say
Two
that.
things flew off of him, correct?
Yes, sir. When flew, like he threw it. That is what I meant.
That's what you meant. Okay.
Yes, sir.
He threw his shoe off too, didn't he?
I did not see that myself.
Okay. So at the time you're saying he dropped his phone. Two things flew off of him. You don't disagree with that?
I did say that.
Okay. All right. And as a matter of fact, you chased him and you stopped and looked at him. Right?
At what point? Oh, at what he threw, you mean?
Right, all right, listen, I'm only going to be talking to you about May 28th of 2023. So if you ask when, I'm talking about this date when 14-year-old Cyrus Belton died. So is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When you're chasing him, his shoe comes off. 2 cell phones come off of him. You stop and look at him, do you not?
So I slow down for like a second, and I glance back. I don't see a phone, a water bottle. All I see is trash, and so I turn back around and continue to follow him.
All right. Would it surprise you to know that you had previously said that you stopped and looked and noticed there were 2 cell phones on the ground?
You said that?
Do you disagree that you said that?
I don't remember saying that.
Would it help you if I refresh your memory?
Yes, sir.
You stopped to look at what he had dropped, correct?
Try to see what he had thrown, yes, sir.
Okay, you do agree with me then that you stopped to look.
Well, it wasn't like a full stop.
What was it?
I slowed down. So in the video you see me full sprinting, and so I slowed down to see, and I don't see anything, so I turn back around and continue to keep going.
You didn't see the white shoe right there?
No, sir.
Or the cell phone?
No, sir.
One was white though, right?
The phone?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
You remember your mother collecting him and bringing him into the gas station that night?
I remember her saying that, yes, sir.
Now, whenever Cyrus goes, Stephanie, let me have, say, 7, please. You recognize this to be 7441 Parkland Road?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And under this awning, approximately here is where the entrance of the store is, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And correct me if I'm wrong, but when Cyrus leaves, he rounds this corner and goes this direction on the sidewalk, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. As you guys come around the corner at a brisk pace with your dad yelling, he
Calling
takes
out
off
to him.
sprinting, does he not?
My dad calls out to him, "Hey,"
Okay.
that's it.
And he takes off sprinting, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you able to see these 2 posts right here, the 2 white posts in front of the black car?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Cyrus ran around those and took this cut through, correct?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But you and your father took this direction,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. His shoe came off somewhere in this vicinity, correct?
I do not believe so. I think it was earlier,
Okay.
judging off the video.
Somewhere here then?
Maybe a bit further back.
Somewhere here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Cell phones were found in this general area? Or where did you stop to look where he had?
It is still in the parking lot.
I'm sorry?
It is still in the parking lot.
The cell phones?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
When I saw him throw them, it was up, like before that sand path there.
All right. Somewhere here.
Yes, sir.
Cyrus takes the path, correct?
Yes, sir.
And does he immediately cross over Spring Tree?
he's kind of running a diagonal
All right, how about this?
straight to the
Is that
scene.
it? Is that it?
Straight to where the scene was.
So he's running in the middle of the road?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that is a fairly heavily traveled road, correct?
Yes, sir.
Cars go pretty fast up and down that road, correct?
I'm not sure.
You've never noticed people speeding up and down that road?
No, sir.
No? All right, but it is heavily traveled, correct?
Yes, sir.
Cyrus, you and your father run directly across with no disregard for cars coming or going, did you not?
I did not see any cars.
You didn't even notice the white Honda that had to slam on its brakes to keep from hitting you guys?
I did not know this. No, sir.
You didn't?
No, sir.
Okay. Because you were focused on chasing the 14-year-old, is that correct?
I was focused on seeing where he was going.
Okay. Spring Tree Road is a very straight road, correct?
Yes, sir.
You can see a great distance down this road, correct? States 15, please, Stephanie.
No, sir.
15. All right. Spring Tree is a straight road, correct?
It is straight.
Okay. And it dead ends eventually, correct?
Yes, sir.
What are these apartments right here?
I'm not sure.
All right. What are these apartments right here?
I'm not sure.
Are there any more apartment complexes besides these two?
I'm not sure.
But it dead ends?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, what's the purpose of sprinting after Cyrus if you merely wanted to find his direction of travel? Don't we already know his direction of travel without even leaving the property?
Well, it is a dead end for a car, but not for someone on foot.
What does that mean?
You can go anywhere.
Where can you go?
Anywhere.
Where can you go besides the apartments? I don't understand.
You could go through it. I don't understand.
All right. Where can anybody go besides those apartments? There's only 2 apartment complexes to go to before you hit the dead end, right?
Well, you could walk another direction, not on the road.
Explain that. I don't understand. Are you trying to say you could go through the woods?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay. So were you prepared to chase him through the woods?
I don't know.
Do you know, like, at what point your dad and you stop, or do you just chase him for eternity?
I don't know. I was just, the only thing I was thinking was see where he was going.
Yeah, and get that bottle of water. Gotta get that bottle of water, right?
No, sir.
Okay. Don't we know which direction he went? I mean, if the cops show up, and we know how to call 911, we've established that. You say, officers, this is the guy you're looking for. This is the guy you're looking for. And he went straight up Spring Tree. Not too many places he can go. He can take a right or a left. Oh, and by the way, we got his backpack, we got his shoe, we got 2 cell phones. Shouldn't be too hard for you guys.
And his gun.
Right?
Well, I did not see the phones. I did not see his shoe.
But you know you are a computer information systems graduate, or whatever you are. You know intimately about computers, and you know about the capabilities of your surveillance system, do you not?
I know that we had his picture.
And you know about the wall of shame, do you not?
Yes, sir.
And you know how to call 911, do you not?
I do.
So why do we you want to find his direction. I know that's what is that your explanation? You want to find direction of travel?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We got videos that show his direction of travel. You say he didn't go to Park Lane, he went down Spring Tree. You can tell officers his direction of travel, right? You never even have to leave the property, do you?
You could. I could get more details. More detailed on where he went, because the even though the road is straight, it goes up a little bit, so you can't actually see down the road. There's a little hump.
It's your testimony that you and your father had to chase up there to see specifically where he went, so we can get that $1 bottle of water. Is that your testimony?
Well, I was running to just see where he was going.
Why do you have to run on that straight road? The boy has one shoe on. I mean, can you do that brisk walk you like to do?
Well, I was not thinking that at the
What were you thinking?
To see where he was going.
I'm going to ask you, I'm going to leave it behind after this. But
Okay.
when you stand, state's clean, please. 20, yes ma'am. When you stand right here, you recognize this to be the driveway of your gas station.
Yes, sir.
You can see right up the road, right?
At my height, I would not be able to see all the way down.
Let me ask you something. Do you have, I see you wear glasses. Do you have issues with your vision?
Just a little bit.
Okay. And do you have trouble perceiving things even with glasses?
No, sir.
You don't?
No, sir.
So with your glasses, you have good eyesight.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You see this car right here, Andy?
Yes, sir.
What apartment complex are they with?
That first one.
Okay. And then how many more up the road?
I'm not sure.
All right. Well, dead ends, right?
Yes, sir.
So if you're standing right there, you can see him take a left in that apartment complex, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And if he keeps going, you know there's a dead end, right?
Yes, sir.
And you know there's only that other apartment complex on the right up there.
Yes, sir.
So if you stand right there, stay in your parking lot of your store at 7441 Park Lane Road, you can go ahead and rule out that first apartment on the left if he passes, right?
I could, yes, sir.
Okay, but if he turns in there, you can say, officers, he went up there, took a left, right?
Yes, sir.
And by the way, we got his face too, right?
Okay.
And by the way, we got his cell phone and shoe, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, you following me still? If you kept running past that driveway, then you could narrow it down too. You could say, Mr. Police Officer, he kept running past that first complex, and the next one is up there on the right, right?
I could have.
Okay. Are you tracking my question? So my question is, why do you need to be right up on him, jogging beside him the whole time?
I did not plan to be right on him.
But you were.
Because he tripped.
So you watched a 14-year-old boy with one shoe. You suspected of stealing $1 of water, trip and fall, and you didn't just turn around and say, Dad, let's call it a day. Let's just go back. We've done too much already. You didn't do it.
I did not do that.
Because you're right up on him. And you even said that in your statement, right? I got
was
right up on him.
I was arm's length away.
Okay. You still didn't notice he was only wearing one shoe?
No, sir.
You busted his butt pretty bad there, didn't you?
His butt? No.
He busted his shins up, right? I mean, he was down like on his stomach, right?
I'm
You
not
said
sure.
that.
He was flat, and I saw something in his hand.
Okay. This is state 78. Okay. And he hit pretty hard. Okay. And are you familiar with a tack light? This is state's number 6. Are you familiar with the tack light?
Yes, sir.
I don't think this is good for prosecution.
Remember that on the ground?
I did not see it myself, but
Well, like you were standing there with the officer when he identified it being there after the fact.
I thought they were talking about a red thing on the floor.
Okay. But you didn't see that at the time?
I did not see it, no, sir.
All right. Well, let me see.
That
State's
being on the
35.
ground could indicate that the gun was out of his hoodie. Otherwise, it was broken off in the hoodie. Being flat on the
You
ground.
saw his shins just now, what he did to himself after that fall.
I did see that.
Okay. And it was a fairly. He bit the. I mean, he hit the ground pretty hard, did he not?
He did fall flat on the ground.
Okay. And that was right about here where AA is, correct?
I believe it was a bit further up.
Okay. Do you see AA?
Yes, sir.
You realize that's an attachment to the pistol he had on him?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have any explanation? Because you were the closest one to him, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. He had to have hit the ground right here for his optic, his flashlight, to come detached and come to rest right there, right? You didn't throw it there, did you?
I did not.
And that's not yours, is it?
No, sir.
And that doesn't go to your dad's gun, does it?
No, sir.
So that is where he fell, correct?
From my memory, he fell a bit further, a bit after. So I
could have
You were
fallen off.
closest to him.
Yes, sir.
How did that get to be right there then? Did you move it?
Then maybe when he took it out,
When did he take it out?
I don't know, but when he was on the ground, it was already in his hand.
Okay. Do you think maybe when he hit the ground, it came out of his pocket? You think that's possible?
I'm not sure.
Okay. He hit the ground pretty hard, did he not?
He did.
You were right there up on him. He hit the ground hard, did he not?
He did.
Okay. And he's already lost his shoe. You understand that?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Do you understand that? You want me to play the video again for you?
No, sir.
We know he lost his shoe because your mom brought it in your store, right?
Yes, sir.
You were there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If I ask a question you don't understand, just ask me to repeat.
Well, I didn't know he didn't have his shoe on.
I didn't ask you that.
Okay.
We understand now he lost his shoe, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We understand now that 2 cell phones have flown off of him in his haste to get away from you two, correct?
I saw him throw it, yes, sir.
But at the day, you said it flew off of him. You didn't say throw, correct?
That day, yes, sir.
Okay. I know you want to say the day that he threw him, but I'm talking about
If you
May
said they
28,
flew off?
2023. You said 2 things flew off of him.
That's
Yes, sir.
All right.
they
So we
just
now know
fly off
that in his
into the
haste to get away
pocket,
from you,
fly away
he
from
ran
you.
out of his
It's a
sneaker,
throw.
and now he's running up the road with 1 shoe on. In his haste to get away from you two, he has dropped 2 cell phones. Because who do you know that throws cell phones away? You never know anybody like that?
I do not.
Okay. So he's running away from you so hastily, he comes out of the shoe, drops 2 cell phones, but you two continue to chase him, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I
And then
continue to follow him.
follow him.
All right.
Why did you use that term?
Chase and follow.
Chase. Are you comfortable when I say chase him?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You continue to chase him. And then the boy, the 14-year-old, 114-pound boy, hits the ground so hard, and you're hovering over him. And the light he hits so hard that light has come off of his gun. Why not just run back to the Shell station at that point and say, this is enough. We've gone way too far. Over $1 bottle of water. Why didn't you and your dad do that then?
So everything was happening fast.
Yeah.
So I caught up to him,
Wow.
and I see the gun,
Okay.
and then it's pointed at me. So
Now, how many times did you
then I
say
back
he...
up.
Oh, okay, well, I want to get to that. Who did you tell that day that he pointed a gun at you?
I did not say the exact words, no, sir.
What am I doing right now?
Pointing at me.
Yeah. It's a very simple word, is it not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You never say pointed, you never use the term aim, did you not? Or you didn't, did you?
I did not. I did motion and pointing.
Never said point, you never said aim. You said he pulled a gun, I saw a gun.
Yes, sir. I said those things.
Okay. English is your first language, correct?
Yes, sir.
Do you even speak Cantonese?
Only a little bit.
Only a little. You understand the term point, you use it all the time, do you not?
Yes, sir.
You understand the word aim, correct?
Yes, sir.
Did anybody stop you from using those words that day?
No, sir. They also did not ask me.
Did you have trouble volunteering that very important piece of information?
The first thing that came to my mind was he pulled it, and I pointed with my hand.
He pulled. Could it have come out of his pocket when he took that violent fall to the ground?
I believe he took it out.
Could it have come out of his pocket when he took that violent hit on the ground that dislodged the flashlight from his gun?
I'm not sure.
Could it have fallen out of his pocket after you chased him 130 yards and he hit the ground, wounding his shin, dislodging that light from his gun? Could it have come out of his pocket at that point?
It could have.
Okay. You never saw it before he fell, correct?
The gun.
You never saw that gun before he fell, correct?
No, sir.
All right. The first time you're even aware of it is when you're right on top of him and he's hurt himself and he's lying on the ground face down, correct?
Yes, sir.
And where's your dad?
I'm not sure. He's behind me.
2 to 3 feet behind you, maybe?
I'm not sure.
Would it surprise you? You said before that he was 2 to 3 feet behind you.
I don't remember.
Would it surprise you? Do you deny saying that?
I don't remember saying it.
Do you deny saying that?
I just don't remember saying it.
Do you deny saying that he was 2 to 3 feet behind you?
I'm not sure.
You got to give Andy Chow this. His demeanor has been consistent through the entire testimony from both sides. Seems to take things very literally as well. I don't think Andy was coached very well. He never even listened to his 911 call before, he said.
How far away do you think you were from him when he fell to the ground, when you first saw the gun?
From young man?
Yes, sir.
More than like 10 feet. Maybe.
Okay. Your dad was 10 feet?
Wait,
10 feet from
where
Cyrus?
I was from him, or
You were 10 feet from Cyrus when he fell?
when he tripped?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. He was ahead of me.
Okay. But then you got right up on him is what you testified to.
Yes, sir. And then I caught up to him. Yes, sir.
Okay. You were right up on him is I think what you...
Yeah, arm length. Yes, sir.
Arm length? How far was your dad from you at that point?
I'm not sure. I did not look back.
Okay. Would you say... Do you remember saying that he was maybe 5 to 10 feet from Cyrus?
At what point?
You remember giving an interview saying that?
At what point was he at 5 to 10?
When Mr. Cyrus Carmack Belton's lying on the ground and you see the gun. Your arm's length, how far is that?
I'm not completely sure.
Right, let me see if you recognize making these statements. Stop here. Okay. You do not deny making those statements?
I do not deny.
Okay. So, you previously told or indicated that your dad was 5 to 10 feet away from him and you were maybe 2 feet from him when you first saw the gun.
That is what I said.
I'm asking you, do you remember giving an interview with Mr. Jordan, Investigator Jordan?
So, I was told by Mr. Kent that I can only say what I saw at that day, and I did not know. My dad was behind me. I did not know what he was doing.
Okay, what? Remember when investigator Jordan, how many feet do you think your dad was from Cyrus, if you had to guess?
Your Honor, I'm not going to get, he didn't hear the last word, guess, and we told him not to speculate. We would approach him.
Andy is extremely literal. He's taking every word of the question quite literally. It's possible either because the question that was just read off the transcript ends with guess. If you had to guess how far away was your dad, if you had to guess, he's been told he can't say what somebody else says. He either guessed when he talked to the police officer in response to their question where he was told to guess, or his dad may have told him.
How far, if you had to guess, from Cyrus was
Can't
your
see what his
father?
dad said.
You don't deny him asking that, right? You don't deny saying it'd be like 5 to 10 feet. You don't deny that.
Yes, sir. I would be guessing where he was.
You would have seen him. How could you have guessed a distance if you didn't see him?
I did not see him.
Well, you just testified a minute ago with your lawyer that when you saw the gun, you looked up, turned towards your dad, and said, he's got a gun. Did you not testify with Mr. Kent about that?
I thought the question was when I was next to the young man and I saw
That's
the
when
gun.
you saw the gun.
Yes, sir. So
And
then
you go ahead.
So then I see the gun and it points up at me. So I put my hands up. I say he has a gun, still facing, and then I'm backing up at this point, and then I turn and I see my dad.
Oh, so now there's a lot more time than I thought between these events. So now your testimony is you're right up on top of him. He's falling. Okay, stop me if I'm wrong. Okay, I'm just trying to repeat what I think you just said.
Okay.
You're right on top of him. You see a gun. You don't know where your dad is right now, correct?
Yes, correct.
So how many seconds does it take for you to go, whoa, 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 back up, and say, he's got a gun?
Well, it'd be, he has got a gun, and then I turn to where you are now, and tell my dad he has a gun.
He's got a gun.
And
when you're looking at your dad, how far away is he from Cyrus, who's still on the ground? 5 to 10 feet?
I'd see closer to 10 feet. 10 feet or more.
Okay. Wonder why you said 5 to 10 when Investigator Jordan asked you that.
I learned that my perception of feet, how far long a foot was wrong.
Okay, so over 3 years you've learned about 12 inches and what it means to be 5 or 10 feet. You've learned distances better over 3 years. Is that what you're saying?
After I explained it.
Okay, so let me get this right, because I just want to be clear. He's still on the ground as you're running backwards?
No, he's getting up.
Okay.
And that's when he points the gun at me as he's getting up.
And still running? He continues to run?
He does continue to go forward, yes, sir.
Okay. And so I guess that must mean that he's doing this.
Not behind him, because I'm not backing up straight backwards.
Okay. How are you backing up?
Since I was running full speed, I slow down. I'm maybe arm's length away, and then I see the gun, and I start to back up. I start to go out this way.
Okay. Stephanie, can I have states number 26? All right.
That makes
Yes, can I have
the angle
witness just
more
step down and
probable.
just explain real quick? Andy, here. You recognize what we're looking at in States 26?
Yes, sir.
All right. Show us where he, and I want you to, as best you can, put the tip of that on the exact spot where he fell.
It would be right here.
Okay. Right there. And that's about where that tack light was found, correct?
I believe the tack light is down.
All right. Now then show me where he fell. Right there. Okay. And you're right up on top of him.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. You're right up on top of him when you see the gun right there.
Yes, sir.
Show us the direction you backed up in.
So I come in and I back out this way.
Why would you back up further towards the road instead of back to safety where the park lane? road is?
Because my momentum is taking me out this way.
Well, your momentum, you said you stopped right over him. You're right on top of him. How did you have momentum if you were in the stopping position?
Well, I didn't come to a full stop. I came in, slowed down, and then I see the gun, and then I started to come out this way. And then so I turn around here, and I see my dad, and then...
Wait. Slow down. Slow down. He hits the ground. How long was he down on the ground?
Maybe 1 or 2 seconds.
1 or 2 seconds. And you're right on top of him, is what you testified to, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Right on top of him while you're moving past him, or I don't understand, because I understood that you stopped right beside him. You're an arm's length away from him, is what you said prior.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you stopped.
So I came in, and then I didn't come to a full stop right here, and then started to go.
Well, if he's on the ground, okay, so you're explaining he hits the ground, you just kind of keep running past him.
I keep coming up here, and then he starts to get up.
Okay.
And then he points the gun at me, and so I continue that.
Andy, if he's pointing the gun at you, he's trying to move this way, why are you backing up in the same direction he's moving? I don't understand. Why not go back this way? If you just approached the man with a gun, why are you backing up in the same direction and travel as he's going? I don't understand.
Well, my momentum's just taking me that way.
But you already said you stopped right beside him when he hit the ground.
Well, no, I didn't come to a full stop.
All right, so let me get this straight. You're running forward here, correct?
Yeah. Full sprint.
Okay. And then you slow down and suddenly you're backpedaling. How do you do that? How do you go from sprinting forward to backpedaling without stopping? Can you demonstrate that?
Sure.
You can go from a dead sprint to a backpedal without stopping?
Well, no, I slowed down.
Okay, so you can go from a sprint to slow down to backpedal.
Yes, sir.
Do we have enough room for you to do that? I've never seen that done. No. Is that something you practice?
No.
You're describing as a full sprint, slow down, and then suddenly you're backpedaling up the road. Is that your testimony?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Cyrus is trying to get up, but he's continuing this way, correct?
Yes.
And do you remember, all right, so when you back up here, you don't deny that you said you turned to look at your dad and said he has a gun.
Yes, sir.
Now, put the pointer where your dad was standing when you first saw it, when you turned around and looked at your dad.
So I'm up here, and I see he comes up around this spot.
Okay, he's right about there. And that's about where that casing's found.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then Cyrus was up already on his feet and out this way.
Okay, Cyrus is continuing trying to get it that way.
Yes, sir.
And it's your testimony that as he's running, he's doing that to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you're running with him, kind of. I mean, he's running that way, and you're backing up with him.
Yes, sir. But kind of like going away from him.
Okay, well, you just said when you're backpedaling, you're going up Springtree, away from Parkland, right?
It would be this way.
Okay, but are you going towards Parkland when you're backing up? Or up, closer?
Up, yeah. Yes, I'll be going up Springtree.
Okay, well, that's what I'm asking.
Okay.
Cyrus is going up Springtree too, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you're going up Springtree, correct? That's what you just said.
Yes, sir.
All right. So he's running, and you're backpedaling beside him. He's running with a gun the whole time. That's what your testimony is, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You can have a seat. So, your dad's standing back there going, "What the hell is going on? Why is my son backpedaling with this guy aiming a gun at him?" Right?
I'm not sure what he was doing.
Have you ever seen anything like that before? One man running down the road aiming a gun at somebody, another guy jogging beside him?
I mean, there would be about, there's a good distance between us. I'm not, right next to him.
Okay, all right, so how far had you backed off from him at that point?
About maybe 20 feet away now.
20 feet
since
away
we're
from him.
going away from each other.
Okay, but you're both moving up Springtree away from Park Lane. You and
Up
Cyrus.
Spring Tree and away from each other.
Okay. And there's trees in between you and Cyrus at this point, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And he's trying to get towards those apartments, is he not?
I'm not sure what he was.
Which direction? One more time, Andy. Which direction was he going? Was he going towards Park Lane or up Spring Tree?
He was going up Spring Tree.
Okay. And what's at the end of Spring Tree?
Some apartments.
Right. But is there any doubt he was trying to get away from you two?
I don't know what he was thinking. What he was.
Was he running toward you or away from you?
I was running away from him. Now that he's pointing a gun at
Let
me.
me ask you. I'm gonna make this real easy for you. Okay, step by step.
Okay.
When y'all left the Shell station, was he trying to get away from you two?
I'm not sure why he ran.
Did he ever stop and ask to shake your hand?
No, sir.
Did he ever run towards you?
No, sir.
Okay. He was running away from you, right, Andy?
I can't speak for him.
Was he running towards you?
No, sir.
Was he running away from you? It's not a hard question.
I guess not to me, yes, sir.
He was trying to get away from where you were, correct?
Could be.
It could be. You and your dad are yelling at him and running after him.
I did not. Outside of the store, I did not yell at him.
You yelled at him in the store.
Well, I called out to him, hey.
And your dad yelled to him when he got out of the store.
And my dad called out hey to him, yes.
And he ran away from you.
Okay, yes, sir.
I'm asking you. This is your chance to answer my questions. And they're not hard, are they? He ran away from you and your father, did he not?
He did run away from me.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
At any point did he turn and engage with you? You understand that word?
He did not.
Okay. At any point did he stop and turn towards your dad and pull out a gun in the store?
Towards my dad, no, sir.
Did he do that to you in the store?
No, sir.
Did he do that when y'all chased him into Spring Tree? Did he turn around before y'all left the parking lot and point a gun at you?
No, sir.
But you continued to chase him though, didn't you? And you actually called up to him, you called up to him twice, is what you said in your statement, roadside, right?
Yes, sir.
What does that mean? What was the first time you called up with him?
I'm not completely sure.
Okay. So you catch up with him, and then he keeps going, and then he falls, and then you catch up with him again, and that's when the gun thing happens, right?
Yes, sir. He pointed the gun at me.
Okay. And you said he fell, he took 1 to 2 steps after he got shot and fell down?
Yes, sir. Or, yeah, he kind of ducks to the ground and stays on the ground.
Okay. But you testified that he took 1 to 2 steps after he was shot and fell to the ground?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me see States 32, please, Stephanie. So where we see Cyrus here, pretty much where he got shot, right?
Yes, sir. Or
what?
That's when I see him, and he takes 1, 2 steps and then falls. That's not where he got shot right there.
No, I know.
Okay.
You must have got shot somewhere in here, right? If you take 1 to 2 steps and then falls.
I think it'd be a bit further left.
Aren't you taking big steps?
Well, it's not exact. I didn't look at him immediately, so there could be steps before those first 2 steps I saw.
Your testimony before was he got shot, took 1, maybe 2 steps, and then fell. Do you deny that?
My testimony is I saw my dad fire the shot, and I turned to him, and I see he takes 1, 2 steps. And
you given statements before? Sir?
Oh, sorry. What was?
Have you spoken with investigator Jordan before?
Yes, sir.
Did you not tell him he took 1, maybe 2 steps and then fell?
I believe I did. I believe I did.
Okay. Are you changing your testimony today for any reason, or do you stand by that statement?
No, I'm going to object because that's exactly how he answered the question. Mischaracterizing what the witness said. He answered it exactly as the solicitor just asked the second time.
Overall, and I think the witness can explain that it's video
You previously said he gets shot, takes 1, maybe 2 steps, and then falls. Doesn't get back up, right?
I did say those words.
Okay. So tell me then about tell me when to stop, where he was when you remember him getting shot.
It would be about there.
There.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if that's 1 to 2 steps, he must have really been moving. He must have been moving pretty fast trying to get up that hill if that's 1 to 2 steps carried him that far, right?
Well, there would have been more steps before the 1 or 2 that I saw.
Listen, your prior testimony, and I want to be very clear, I'm going to talk slow. Your prior testimony was this. He gets shot, takes 1 or 2 steps, and falls. Do you deny that?
No, sir.
Okay. We're clear on that now. We don't have to go back and forth on that anymore, do we?
Yes, sir.
Shot, 1 or 2 steps, falls. We're clear on that. Are we clear on that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me ask you again. This is where you didn't move him, did you, after he fell to the ground? Did you? Did you drag him anywhere? You and
No,
your dad?
sir. Just flipped him.
Okay. Well, then this is where he came to rest finally. Correct.
Yes, sir.
Where was he shot if it's 1 or 2 steps away? Tell me when.
It would be around there.
Okay, look at that. Look at that, Andy.
Yes, sir.
You're a I don't know, Division I level swimmer, right? What did you do, the 150 meter?
Not Division 1, no, sir.
You know,
Just
the
high school
Camden
swimmer.
Academy, you were a swimmer there? All state?
Yes, sir.
You're familiar with distances, right?
In yards.
Just yards?
Yes, sir.
You're familiar too with my stride being what it is when I'm walking, but when I'm sprinting, I'm taking a lot bigger steps.
Oh, yes, sir.
So he was really moving. If we are to understand that he shot right here, and that's 1 or 2 steps away, he must have been sprinting up that hill.
I mean, at that point, it was not 1 or 2 steps. 2 steps.
That's right. Well, no, I thought we were clear on that. We already said 1 or 2 steps after we shot. We already cleared that up, I thought.
I mean,
Shot. We already cleared that up, I thought.
I mean, I just been explaining to you what it was.
Yeah, I thought we were clear. You got shot, took 1 or 2 steps and fell, but maybe we weren't. Okay. One or 2 steps fell. At this point, how far out into the road are you? You've already, you're backpedaling up Spring Tree, I remember that. How far up in the middle of Spring Tree are you?
So the two lines in the middle of the road, I'm about on the right, about past it, just a little bit.
Can I see States 26 one more time, Stephanie?
He crosses the center line.
All right, we talked about this is about where he fell. Your dad was about right there when he fired the shot. We knew he comes to rest and passes away somewhere right in this area, correct? Correct, Andy?
No, it'd be a bit further down.
Down
to the
this way.
left.
Is that right?
And then to the left more.
Okay, right there?
It would be around there.
Okay. And so, he was shot in his back, you know that, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. He's right here, okay, when he's shot. You're where now?
I would be at the double lines.
Okay, you've had a chance at this point to somehow get all the way back up here. How long did it take you to backpedal all that way?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Maybe.
How many seconds or how much time do you think passed between when you saw he had a gun, you start backpedaling, you yell to your dad, he's got a gun, you're still backpedaling, and then your dad fires the shot? How much time was that, you think?
Around 10 seconds?
10 seconds. Okay. When did Cyrus fire that gun?
He did not.
He had 10 seconds to fire the gun and he didn't?
Well, you said from when he fell to the ground to when he was shot?
Yeah. 10 seconds?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in 10 seconds, he hits the ground, he's getting up, he's aiming at you, but he's continuing to move forward, and you're backpedaling with him up the road. And 10 seconds of this is going on, and your dad's just watching from behind, and you're yelling gun, and that all happens like within a 10-second period of time?
Yes, and then after I see the gun, I say, there's a gun, there's a gun. It's probably 5 seconds now.
Okay, 10 seconds from when he hit the ground, you see it, and then he's shot.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then that pistol laid on the ground the entire time. And I mean, I don't know if we need to watch it, but the body cam footage, it shows you and your dad kind of just walking around the scene and hanging out as law enforcement's roping off the area and everything. You remember that?
I was not walking around the scene.
You don't remember if I showed you some body cam footage? I mean, they caught me on the side of the road. Do you remember that?
I stayed out away from the scene.
Okay, well, I'm just talking about, but you were right around where the tack light and the shell casing were found, correct?
Yes, sir.
And, you know, people are walking up and down the road and all around the scene. Do you not remember that?
I do remember that.
Okay. And the Taurus pistol laid right there beside those trees the entire time, but unless somebody else moved it. Did you ever get to see it move beside your dad?
I did not see it at all after it was tossed to the side.
Even though it's right there by your feet?
When it's tossed?
Yeah, it's right there.
I was going to young man.
Okay. And then later, after he's shot, your dad throws it out there kind of near where you were standing.
No, it was off to the side, and then I went over to the young man.
Okay. It's found right there. Have you ever seen this before?
Yes,
There's
sir.
a pistol right there. And you guys are all walking around when law enforcement shows up.
I'm in the parking lot, I am in the parking lot. Yes, sir.
You're all over the scene in the body cam, walking around. They interviewed you down here by those two poles.
I stayed over. I did not walk around the scene.
Andy, one second. Well, a minute ago too, you testified that as he's trying to run and you're backpedaling up with him, your dad says, "Drop it," and he says, "No." Remember you testified to that, Mr. Kent? When have you ever said that before?
Your Honor, mischaracterization, that's not what the witness testified to, but I'll let the witness correct.
Earlier, you told your dad, he's got a gun.
Yes, sir.
Your dad said, "Drop it." And Cyrus said, "No."
No. I heard my dad say that, where he said, drop it.
Yep.
And my dad said no. It was my dad that said that. And then he fired the shot.
Why'd your dad say no? I don't understand.
I'm not sure either.
Okay, so did you misspeak earlier? Did I misunderstand? I thought I heard you say Cyrus said no.
Maybe you misheard.
So Cyrus
I meant my dad said that.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Okay. Cyrus didn't say anything.
No, sir.
Okay.
Or I don't hear him say anything.
Okay. I must have been misheard. I'm sorry. Okay. Andy, there was nothing. You were pretty certain that he took that water bottle, weren't you?
I believe he stole it.
You were pretty certain that he did. I mean, why else would you have chased him if you weren't pretty sure?
I did believe that he had stolen something, yes, sir.
Okay, you were pretty sure he had done it, right?
Yes, sir. You can say it that way.
But you're wrong.
Afterwards, I did learn he did not take any.
You were so sure of it that day that you left your position at the cash register and you ran out of the store. You were that certain, were you not?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I walked up. I did not run into the store.
We're not going to get back into it.
Okay.
You briskly walked, you ran, whatever. I'm not going to get back into it. But you were certain enough. You left. With your dad. And you ran after that boy. You were that certain that he had stolen it, were you not?
I believed it, and when he ran, that's when I really believed that he had stolen something.
And you were dead wrong, weren't you?
I did learn that afterwards. Yes.
You were dead wrong, weren't you?
I was wrong.
And there was nothing to stop you or your dad from calling 911 if you thought he had taken that dollar bottle of water, wasn't it? Nobody stopped you.
No, sir.
Should ask to approach to get that close.
You had time to go back and review the video footage and realize he hadn't taken that water bottle, didn't you? You could have looked back at the video and reviewed it and realized he didn't take any water, could you not?
It's either I do that or go see where he was going.
Okay. But if you would have reviewed it, you would have realized I didn't have to leave the store and eat anything. You or your dad.
I was not thinking that.
I'm not blaming you. I'm just asking you. Okay?
Okay.
There was nothing to stop you or your father from going back, reviewing that footage, and taking the time to do that, and realize he hadn't stolen anything. There's nothing to stop that, was there?
Nothing.
Okay. I'm not trying to be mean, but there really wasn't anything to stop that, was there?
No, sir.
Nor was there anything to stop them from following him under the law.
Andy, you could have taken the pictures, if he had stolen, let's say he did. You could have put them up on the wall of shame. You could have sent them out to law enforcement. And if this young man had taken that dollar bottle of water, we could have punished him, right? I mean, we could have. We could have done that. We could have blasted his image out and said, we're looking for this man. He's suspected of stealing a bottle of water. And we could have helped law enforcement try to identify him, right? We could have done that.
Could have.
But we didn't.
I did go out to help the law enforcement see where he was going. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you. That's all I want.
I don't think they impeached him. He's been remarkably consistent with this story, even when the wording has been twisted on him.
Andy, you have been on the stand for a while, and I know it's a little stressful. I want you to take a breath for me. I'm going to ask you some questions, and first I want to go and, I guess it's hard getting peppered with questions and make sure your memory is perfect from 3 years ago. Is that a fair statement?
Yes, sir.
And the first thing I think you were getting yelled at about was that you had never given a statement about seeing him throw something. You remember those questions that they're like, you didn't say this, you didn't say this, you didn't say this. You remember that?
Yes, sir.
And if not mistaken, there are 4 times where you were asked. You were asked on a body-worn camera,
Yes, sir.
in store, then you were interviewed, and then you had formally given testimony all about something being thrown. You remember that?
Yes, sir.
So first, let's talk about on scene. And when we're on scene with a body-worn camera, like the first time, you see highlighted what you told the officer?
Yes, sir.
What did you tell the officer on scene?
He had threw stuff out at the corner right there, and he was running back down this way, and I caught up to him once, and then he kept going.
So first, and it's been suggested that you didn't say it and didn't see it, but on scene, first time, one time, he threw something.
Yes, sir.
Right? And then they talked about an interview in the store. Do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
Looking at line 28 in the store, what did you say in the store?
Oh, I saw him throw something out at the corner down there.
So number 2. Second time now. And then they asked you about a later interview. You want me to do an interview with law enforcement they were asking you about?
Yes, sir.
Just read that.
Started sprinting. Oh, just myself?
Yeah, read it to yourself. Remember that third time now, you told law enforcement that you saw him throw something.
Yes, sir.
Is that a yes?
Yes, sir.
And then you formally testified a 4th time under oath. Do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
What was your testimony then?
Can I read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
I get to the bottom of the parking lot before the road, and I had seen him throw 2 cell phones out, and so I stopped to look at what he had thrown.
And so when you were being asked questions just now on cross-examination, you kept trying to tell the solicitor, I said he threw these, remember?
Yes, sir.
And you were saying, no, you didn't. Is that a fair statement?
Yes, sir.
I just showed you 4 separate times as close to the incident, so you were correct in what you were saying.
Objection, Your Honor. Sustained.
It is hard being up there being cross-examined about your memory. Is that a fair statement?
Yes, sir.
The solicitor was asking you a lot of questions, but one of the things that were clear on it, there was a gun pointed in your face that day.
Yes, sir.
Questions were being asked of you, and I don't know if it was embarrassed or so forth, but there's questions asked to you about how you were running and came to a stop. First, I want you to tell the jury again what happened from the point in time when you were running and caught up. Tell the jury again.
Okay. So I caught up to. So he had fallen on this on a flat, and so I was running full speed, and I catch up to him.
Let me stop you right there. Come on.
Oh, we got a demonstration.
Come on, lay flat on him. Just flat down. He's on his stomach?
Yes, sir.
Which way? Can you have him facing you, or let's have him facing this way? Just for example purposes. Lay flat that way, correct. Just flat down. Sorry about the seat.
Drop and give me 20.
Okay, and so he's laying flat down, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you said you were running up to him,
Yes, sir.
and then what happened? You slowed down immediately?
I slowed down coming to the curb,
Uh-huh.
and then I see there's something in his hand,
Uh-huh.
and when I get closer, and he's starting to get up,
Okay.
and he points the gun over at me.
All right. And so you're going, and so the question, of course, from the solicitor is, how can you stop and start going this way? And you were talking about momentum?
Yes, sir.
So it's something like that, right?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Did that seem impossible?
No, sir.
And so your testimony is you were going full speed. Someone starts to stand up. And then your momentum, because you see what's going on.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
High-paid lawyers have to do
Did
get
that
on their
seem
knees occasionally.
possible Just now?
No, sir.
Was a gun pointed in your face?
Yes, sir.
How did it make you feel that day? All this other stuff, all these back and forth, how did it make you feel when a gun was pointed directly in your face?
I was terrified
Terrified that what was going to happen?
that I would die.
And what did you do? Who did you yell to?
I yelled to my dad.
And what were you yelling to your dad?
He's got a gun. He's got a gun.
And your dad, wherever he was, what was he yelling?
Drop it. Drop it. No.
And what was Cyrus doing?
Pointing the gun at me. And running.
Is that about right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. No further questions.
Okay. The state has to prove that
Who
didn't
put
happen.
you and your father in that position? Who put you and your father at that location on Spring Tree Drive?
I put myself there.
Okay. Who put your dad there? Did you drag him along? Did anybody make your dad go up the hill 130 yards from your store, leaving the cash register unmanned? Who made him go up there 130 yards away?
Can I say what he...
Who made him go up there?
I don't know if I can...
I'm asking
testify
you
for
a
him.
very... Did you make him go up there? Did you drag him
I
up
myself
there?
did not make him go.
Was he up there against his will? Did somebody drag your dad from his office all the way up that road to where Cyrus
He's not answering.
Tarmac
He's,
Belton was shot and killed?
he's testifying to what his dad
no,
told
sir.
him.
Who
says-
drug him up there?
I would say just himself.
He ran himself up there, did he not?
That's what I would have seen. Yes, sir.
Is there a reason you can't answer my question with a yes or no? I mean,
Because I was told I can't testify for someone else or say...
you can say everything you saw and you know to be true.
Okay, yes, sir.
Okay, and the judge will correct me if I'm wrong, but that's how I've always understood a witness testifying. Do you have any reason to believe that your dad was up there against his will?
No, sir.
Okay. He voluntarily ran up Spring Tree Drive to where Cyrus Carmack Belton was shot, correct?
Yes, sir.
Correct?
Yes, sir.
And nobody stopped him from calling 911, to your knowledge.
No, sir.
Nobody stopped him from printing up these pictures of Mr. Belton, correct?
To my knowledge, no, sir.
Nobody made him leave the Shell gas station that day, right?
No, to my knowledge, no, sir.
He did it on his own, with his own free will, correct?
Yes, sir.
The shooting doesn't happen if everybody stays in the Shell gas station that day, correct?
Everyone? Yes, sir.
It doesn't happen, correct?
It's extremely literal.
Yes, sir.
I'm correct in saying that is what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Shooting doesn't happen if everybody stays put in the Shell gas station, correct?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Anything else briefly?
It doesn't happen if Cyrus doesn't put a gun on you either, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. No further questions.
Anything else to say?
You don't even know there's a gun if you stay in the gas station!
Objection.
Right?
Your Honor.
You don't know he's got a gun if you stay put in the Shell gas station, correct?
Yes, sir.
I'm correct.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right, you can step down, sir.
The judge, defense said, Your Honor, which is not officially an objection. But the
All right, I
judge.
think now is a good time to break for lunch. ladies and gentlemen, we're going to break for lunch. Y'all, again, don't discuss the case, don't do any research, anything of that nature. Avoid any media publications with regard to it. And we will, I know we got a little housekeeping we're probably going to need to do, so let's say we'll start back at 2:15. All right, enjoy your lunch.
Everyone remains seated to the jury.
Quiet.
Prosecution could not rattle him. He was consistent from the very beginning to the very end with what he said. His terminology, the biggest fault I can find with Andy's testifying is when he says stopped, and he means slowed. He stopped running.
Nothing on behalf of Mr. Chow, Your Honor.
All right, we'll get that ready to go.
Thank you, sir.
Fist bumps from the lead investigator, pat on the back from the prosecutor. Wow. Wow. I have to set my feelings apart. Okay? I have to set my feelings apart. This is tragic that we have a 14-year-old who died as a result of this, especially knowing now that there was no shoplifting that occurred. You can't look at it that way. You have to look at it by the law. And the lead investigator for the prosecution, out of his own mouth, testified that they were able, that there was nothing wrong with the Chows chasing after Cyrus. If there's nothing wrong with that, that can't be instigating. That can't be the offense that prohibits you from using self-defense. The prosecution tried. They tried to twist the words of Andy very well, and he stayed consistent all the way through. Even when he's saying he walked, it was a brisk walk, but it was not running. We've got video of him running. It's very different from the speed he was outside the store. He walked out of the store, and he was very little. You have to listen to his words literally. I walked out of the store. He's like, you ran out of the store after him. No, I walked, and the video backed that up. Every single time, he was right. You see him slow up at the corner. I think the defense has done enough to qualify under the law to win this case. I still wish it didn't happen like this. I still think had I been the one in control making the rules for the employees at the gas station of what they could and couldn't do, I would say you don't leave the store, you don't follow, you don't chase, you don't confront like that. And the bottle of water, it doesn't matter. I can't take a penny from you without your permission. And I can't force you to allow someone else to take a penny from you without your permission. They were acting under mistaken belief. Under the law, we have to look at it under the law. South Carolina you have the right to act under mistake if you are truly under mistaken belief. And the lead investigator had to watch the thing 3 times on video, close up and zoomed in slow motion, to determine that there was not a theft that took place. I think it's a reasonable belief. I don't think it's a stretch for them to say, all their actions showed that they thought that he had stolen something. I think everything they did was legal up until the point where Cyrus pulled the gun. If we believe what Andy said, where Cyrus pulled the gun. And why do I think we believe what Andy said? Everybody else has a hard time. We had a hard time with everyone else putting the body, Cyrus's body, where it happens compared to where the shooting was. Everyone struggled. And I said, we need to hear this. We need to hear this. We need to hear this. Andy was the only one whose testimony gives the whole account of that. And that little gap where he says, I've been told I can only testify to what I saw, I can't testify to anything else. He's testified that he was looking at his dad when his dad shot. And then he looked over and saw him take 2 steps. And he was consistent. Even through all the, I'll say it, badgering that the prosecution did, he was consistent through that. I don't like it. I don't like the results. But I think under the law, the jury would have to acquit. That being said, I think we have a hung jury. Because I don't know if either side will give up their position. Angela, my phone is not working right. Hang on. I'm not sure if I can get you in. Hello? Angela, you there? I can't get it to work. Hello. I'm sorry, Angela. I can't get your sound. It says you're on there, but I can't get you. It's not working. Phone's broken. I don't know why. Maybe I'll reboot it. And it's not charging either. Maybe that's why. It's nearly dead. All right. This is one of those morality where the law doesn't gel. I'm personally hoping RA is wrong, because if he's right, I will never go to South Carolina. What a barbaric state. We've already crossed Georgia off the list, and now South Carolina. I'm slowly eliminating states from the South to go to. Not illegal to chase, illegal to shoot. Valerie, only if Cyrus didn't draw the gun. If Cyrus pulling the gun, I mean, these two things can be true at the same time. Cyrus could have the right to self-defense, and Mr. Chow could have the right to defend his son. And the way that Andy tells the story, backing up, Cyrus has to drop his gun. He can't keep threatening someone with a firearm as he's backing into the street. And if he kept doing that, then Mr. Chow's in the right. Did anyone of the bystanders say Cyrus was aiming at people? No, none of them. So I've got to charge my phone, Angela. I can't take a call right now. Sorry. None of them could account for the gun at all. They said they never saw the gun. So none of the witnesses witnessed anything. Many of them, I think, looked over when the shooting occurred, when the shot happened, to see what's happened. Angela, my phone is dying. I'm literally, I cannot take the call right now. I'm sorry. The buttons are not responding. It's okay. I'm gonna bounce it and change the battery out, because that battery's dead. Okay, it's charging really quickly. Shoot in the back is allowed, really. In defense of others, Trina, in defense of others, if you as a third person are defending someone, it doesn't matter which angle you're at. If he is pointing the gun at Andy, if Cyrus is pointing a gun at Andy, then Mr. Chow had the right to defend himself and to defend Andy by shooting Cyrus. That's legal. That's self-defense 101. In defense of others. The only thing I don't like about it is the angle of the bullet trajectory, which would indicate that that Mr. Cyrus was bending over or hunched forward in some way, while also turned sideways towards Andy. Big question. Did Andy do enough to keep Mr. Chow off the stand? I think he did, but if if Mr. Chow was anything like Andy, I think Mr. Chow is going to take the stand. If that's your child, and given how quick everything moved, I can see it. It's tragic. Gigi says, "That's just it. I don't believe it." That's the jury's call. Yeah, that's totally right. To if you any witness on the stand, you can say, you look at their motivations, look at their vantage point, look at their credibility factors, and a juror can discredit or believe all or part of any of their testimony. I think they should have just called the cops. Camera had been able to prove or disprove if something was stolen. Then the cops deal with it. I agree, Katie. I know we've got some people here who are associated with gas station owners or operators, and there's a lot of when you call the cops and say, "Hey, we think somebody just shoplifted a candy bar from our store." Someone might say, "Really, a candy bar? It's $1. It's $1. It's a bottle of water. Really?" Big whoop, right? If it happens, I don't know, 15 times a day, the gas stations operate on very thin margins when it comes to gas. They almost make no money on gasoline. All their profit is just on stuff that's sold in the store. And if they're losing inventory, they have to fight the battle at the small level because it's a lot of little things. It's death by 1,000 paper cuts on the financial side when it comes to shoplifting. They didn't chase anyone else. He didn't chase anyone else. Andy didn't chase anyone else. Andy only worked with them on the weekends, and it was a Sunday when this happened. It was a weekend. It wasn't a school day. Petty theft is still theft. They have the right. I can't take that right away from them. They also have a loss profit margin, but I can't force them to take a loss. No more than I can force you to overpay your power bill by an extra $1 every month. You can't do that. Shoplifting from a convenience store would be low priority. Yes, very low. You might get an officer to respond in a couple hours to take a report. In their case, they would have excellent information for identifying the person. The law enforcement agency would have the opportunity, if they chose it rose to the right level, of investigating further or just letting it drop because it's over $1. A lot of times it would be let drop or be very low priority to prosecute. Recovery of the dollars is very slim. There's a slim chance that happens. He didn't steal anything. That's fine, and I'm on board with that. I will say he acted suspiciously, which was enough to give the Chows the protection legally under the law to act under mistaken belief, which is South Carolina law. We are going to take lunch and a potty break. Vigilante justice is not the answer. I would say that there is nothing in the testimony that Andy gave, if you believe Andy, there's nothing in the testimony that Andy gave that shows vigilante justice. And even everyone else's testimony, none of the witnesses show any physical altercation between the Chows and Cyrus when they caught up to him. They didn't grab him and tackle him to the ground or even hold him or anything. There was no contact. Vigilante justice would show, we're going to give him a beating and he'll never steal from us again. It wasn't that. The only time any force was used was deadly force, if Andy's believable, when a firearm was pulled. I'd say it's believable a firearm was pulled. I think a couple things. First of all, I think that light came off when he pulled the gun out of his hoodie. I think it caught on his hoodie. And that's when it came off. That's extremely probable. It would a couple things. First of all, it matches up with where it fell, where it was found, and where everybody else said he tripped, including Andy, down further. He tripped down further. The light came off first, which would indicate the gun came out before he tripped, or he was trying to pull this out before he tripped. And Andy says he didn't see it until after he was flat on the ground. One other thing I wanted to say, the water bottles, I just figured it out. Defense is doing everything they can to avoid the optics of drinking out of a plastic water bottle in a case where the victim, Cyrus, was shot and killed over a plastic water bottle. That's why they have metal water bottles on the defense table. It's for the optics only, not because they're stuck up and just drink out of metal cans. Wasn't he shot in the back? Yes, but Howard's mom, you have to understand that Mr. Chow was not the one the gun was pointed at. It was pointed at his son, Andy Chow, who was to the side of him. I can tell you this. This is a case that is tough. I would not envy anyone on the jury of the decision they have to make. I'm hoping that the jury instructions, which will probably be fought over quite strongly because the wording of the jury instructions is everything in this case, I'm hoping that they're clear so the jury understands the law, because that's what it comes down to, is the law. And this isn't about a laser on the gun or a light on the gun, as the defense likes to say, a gun with a laser on it. It's not about that. It's also not about a water bottle that may or may not have been stolen. In this case, we know it was not. We know it was not. But it's not about that. This case boils down to what happened in those moments at the last bit. Because as we know, they had the right to chase after him. So nothing they did was wrong unless they shot him when he didn't have a gun out. And if he shot him when they didn't have a gun out, why do we have the gun at the scene, away from the body, with the indication that it was also out of his jacket before he was shot? If Andy was telling the truth, I think at least one of the other witnesses would have seen Cyrus take aim. The other witnesses did see Cyrus take aim. They said they saw him with his arms up. Remember, the two people said we saw him in the shooter stance. Andy was a solid witness. Since when can prosecutors stand on the witness face and yell? Oh, we see it all the time. We actually enjoy a little bit of courtroom drama that way. But I think the frustration the prosecutor was yelling about was that he wasn't able to shake Andy's testimony at all. I think that's why he was frustrated. This verdict will take days. I think it'll be hung. I mean, who's with me on this one? I think it'll be a hung jury. According to one witness, R.A., who has every incentive to tell it this way. According to one witness. Which part, Sabrosa? Because I think that there are aspects of almost all of Andy's testimony that were corroborated by other witnesses. The running across the street, the throwing the items or dropping the items, the phones. The witness did not see the shoe come off. He said, I never saw that. I found out afterwards about that it was phones that he threw and that it was a shoe that a shoe had come off. He didn't know that until after he went back and talked to his mom. I thought they saw Rick holding the gun. The ladies in the Cadillac, the Escalade, were saw Rick holding the gun. They were looking down from the apartments, and they saw it. They looked over and they said, that man just shot that boy. Remember that? That man just shot that boy, says the driver. The people, the ladies that were in the BMW that pulled into the gas station, they were behind Mr. Rick, and all they testified is they saw his arms up like this. They were way down the road, 70 some odd yards away, and behind Mr. Rick, so they wouldn't have seen him aiming the gun or really a lot of detail about what happened at that point. Absolutely. Why was he screaming? The prosecutor, because he didn't get what he wanted out of Andy. They got nothing. I love the prosecutor's style. It was aggressive as all get out. He's a very good prosecutor, but he even tried to twist the words of Andy to try to twist the testimony because he'd use different words. So you were backpedaling alongside him up down the road. No, he never said that. He said, I went out away from him, and he was consistent every single time. And Andy would correct him every time. He's like, we're clear on this, right? We're clear on this, isn't it? Right. We're clear on this. 1, 2 steps, then he fell. 1, 2 steps, and he fell. He said, I can only testify to what I see. I saw my dad shoot. Then I looked over and I saw him take 2 steps and fell. There could have been steps before then when I was looking at my dad, but I can't testify to those. He was rock solid consistent. That's why he was frustrated. Rick was in the stance, not Cyrus. Correct. Cyrus was never in a shooter's stance. Nobody ever saw Cyrus in a shooting stance. You don't have to be in a shooting stance to shoot. I've done competitions where you actually shoot from the hip, both with long guns and pistols. I think there's some credibility to Andy's testimony as well, describing what the end of the barrel looked like of the gun. A lot of times a gun can be a specific color. It can look all black or it can look all silver or chrome. And he says the barrel was silver and the area around it was black. And he has described the gun perfectly as to what it was. I meant Chow. I'm sorry if I misspoke. We need to take a break. That's what we need to do. No one saw anything in Cyrus's hands. Andy did, and arguably Mr. Chow did. That's 2 people. The guy did not say he saw Cyrus in the shooting stance. He said Mr. Chow. I think I misspoke there. Mr. Chow was in the shooting stance. Mr. Chow was the only one who was ever in a shooting stance, and that was observed, I believe, by the ladies in the Escalade who were coming out of the apartments, as well as the ladies in the BMW who were pulling out the gas station or watching from the gas station parking lot and coming up the street, and possibly even by the gentleman in the white Honda that was driving along next to them as it happened. Does anyone believe the mother and daughter didn't discuss their testimony statements? I think a lot of people, 3 years, I think a lot of people discuss their statements. But the pew-pew was on the opposite side of the ditch to where Andy said he was. He was aiming with the left hand where he threw... No. Ninnis, no. The testimony is, Andy testified that his dad, when Cyrus went down to the ground, he dropped the gun, and his dad kicked it or threw it away over to where it was by the tree. So it was away from his body. That was his testimony, that Mr. Chow removed the gun from the body before they started doing any resuscitative efforts. Okay. For me, the crux is whether the pew-pew was in Cyrus's hands. The only testimony we have for that is the witness with very good reason to lie. That's problematic. We also have the lead investigator who puts the gun in Cyrus's possession based on his Instagram post, and the DNA which puts the gun in Cyrus's hand. So we know it's his, and it was in his possession. And we know it was on the scene when this happened. And we have the testimony of the guy in the Honda who testifies that he saw Andy put his hands up and back away. So that puts the gun in Cyrus's hands too. But it was never tested. It was tested. The prosecution brought that evidence in. Through the lead investigator. They just didn't introduce all the DNA evidence in this trial. But they did the testing. All right. It's lunchtime. I need to build a portal, because when we come back, I don't know if the defense is going to rest after just one witness. If they're going to call anybody else, if the dad's going to testify. Yeah. is 1 p.m. We're going to be back. What time did they say we're coming back? Anybody remember? I think at 2 o'clock. Let's try 2 o'clock. My struggle is they chased Cyrus. That would make them the instigators. But it wasn't against the law, which doesn't make it illegal. There has to be an assault. There has to be something that starts it, whether it's verbal, whether it's something. All they did was say, hey. I don't think that would qualify as instigators. Even the lead investigator said they had the right to chase him. It's a tough one. Very tough, CDJ. We'll see how the jury decides this. Whichever way it goes, I hope for the community's sake that the verdict is respected and there could be some healing in the community. This was a tough one. All right, tonight when you go home, please hug the people you love, smile at someone, make their day just a little bit better. Please stay safe till we go live 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock, we'll be back with the afternoon of day 3. I think it's day 3 in this trial. The state's already rested. Defense's case is on. See how this one lands up. See you guys. Hang on, I forgot to build the portal. 1 second. Wait for it. All right.
Have them send someone with more experience.
All right.